What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? Tell me who are you, James?
Soda.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Welcome to the dive bar of the IWC. Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks. I'm at Ref Marsh. We are at WHR, the show. With me today for Thursday Night Chaser, Miss Amanda Jayne.
Hey, everybody. It's already Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Doesn't feel like it's Thursday. It feels like it's, I don't know, not Thursday.
Yeah. No, my week's been wasted as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say my week was wasted. I mean, I was like really kind of sick, kind of deathly. Yes. So, yeah, thank you to my niece who was sick on Thanksgiving and whatever crud she got. So thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, Thanksgiving's all about giving and stuff. So, you know, getting sick is part of the deal.
I don't know. Did the Pilgrims get the Indians sick or vice versa? I don't know. That was not in that little story, nor was it on like Charlie Brown Thanksgiving or anything like that.
I'm pretty certain that, yeah, they that the natives did everything they could to kill the Pilgrims, including make them sick, which I think is awesome. And I support.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. You know, when they bought that damn bubonic plague here, you know, from Europe. So
yeah,
give them a taste of their own medicine. Ha. So
yeah, very few plagues have been positive, historically speaking.
True.
So it feels like a bad thing.
Maybe.
Let's start off episode 1 a little differently. What's in your glass?
What's in my glass? Well, since I'm still kind of sickly and I just took some Dayquil, we'll see where that takes me. Well, I'm drinking right now apple juice because I'm an adult, goddammit. It's not my little one with the otter on the can. It's just regular apple juice. And I'll have a Coke slush eventually, but we're starting out.
Is it the unfiltered apple juice?
No, you know the sparkling cider people, Martinelli? It's their regular apple juice, but it's not the unfiltered because the unfiltered looks like baby vomit.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's really good for you. All the
I know it
unfiltered
is.
stuff.
It is. But this is organic-ish.
Yeah,
Me,
well, you're
not
sick
that
and you're having candy, so
I'm not having candy.
I mean,
No,
basically.
but that's like Hall's cough drops, okay? Now, or no, Luden's. That's the one. Okay. When you see people in school, yeah, I'll admit when I was a kid, I would get Luden's cough drops and be, I'm sick, because those were cherry damn lifesavers.
Mhm.
And to this day, they still are. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to that.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having my last of. We went to San Diego, and I always pick up my Stone Cold Steve Austin IPAs. They did not have the American Lager, which I was a little bummed about. I was hoping to get a little bit of each. But we did get a couple of the Steve Austins, and I'm having my last one.
Yeah.
So cheers.
Cheers. Speaking in the,
I even have the proper koozie for it. I got off their website. If you go to
Oh,
El Segundo's
nice.
website, you can
I
get
didn't
the
even realize you had a koozie
proper
on there.
koozie.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Hey, are you going to go to Triple Mania this weekend and see Flip Gordon?
We're thinking about it. I
fun.
think what we're gonna do,
Mhm.
because we were looking up tickets. So AAA is coming up to Tempe. It's about 2 hours away. I asked Roy if he's gonna go. He said no. Something about getting married or something lame, boring.
You should know who's attending his wedding. There's some interesting people who are in his wedding, and
is it worth skipping the thing to go to his wedding instead? Better show?
Maybe. But I do miss Flip Gordon. I love Flip. So yeah.
Well, this Tempe episode or this Tempe show is gonna be the return to the ring for Cain Velasquez, and he's been allotted time because he's out on bail or bond. I forget the term, but he's out. But he's on like a house arrest, so he has the anklet. So he got permission for this match to take that off. There's two things I find interesting about that. One, he can take it off, but he has to have security around him. The second thing I find is interesting about it is there are I've seen wrestlers locally wrestle with one of them on. So I also know that he could probably function normally there, even with an escort, right? Like the fact that they're letting him remove it for it, I feel like is perhaps unnecessary and maybe more of a visual thing. It might be the idea of like not wanting pictures of him in the thing out there, out and about. You know what I mean?
No. Okay. Well, that's just part of life, But
I don't know what that means.
I don't, but you know what? Like honestly, the only people I think that I know of right now currently who would have to wear a bracelet, like, okay, first of all, okay, I'm sorry, Sunny. I know I don't know where the hell she is, if she's in jail or she's wearing one of these little bracelet things, but I wouldn't want her to go to a signing with one of those bracelet things because I'd be like, let's take a picture.
It's on your ankle. So if you're wearing like pants and stuff, people don't see it.
She's the kind of person though, okay, who'd probably be mostly naked. I've seen her at a signing before, and she was wearing these stripper heels and all this other stuff. So, you would see it.
Yeah, but I don't understand the need to remove it except for the idea of the vanity of the photograph. And even your whole scenario you painted also edifies my argument that it's purely vanity. Because you said, I don't know if I'd want a picture with somebody who's got one.
No, I do. I would want that.
You would want it more so.
Yeah, more so than anything.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm saying. It's a moment in
I
time.
didn't care about. I would want a photo because that's kind of cool.
Because they have it, yeah.
This person's on bail. This is kind of cool. I mean,
yeah, it's a hot commodity.
It's a hot commodity. Now, the other thought about it too is, depending upon what the crime is. I don't know what his crime was, what he did, or whatnot.
You don't remember what Cain Velasquez did?
No.
It was pretty out there. And I don't mean out there like as in bizarre. I mean out there as in like it was fucking everywhere. He murdered a guy who raped his niece, I believe it was.
Oh.
So he was arrested for murder.
Oh, okay. All right, I got him mixed up with. Then I was starting to think of, it's that guy that killed a bunch of people. The football player.
Cain Velasquez did not kill a bunch of people.
No. Okay, never mind. Well, you know what? Then I want a photo with me and Cain Velasquez with his fucking thing on.
That's what I mean. Put the anklet on,
Yeah.
dude. It's like cooler if you have it on. Because A,
Cage,
badass.
Dude, if Nick Cage wore his shit, like if he was out on bail, right? Well, he's never probably going to go back there. But if he was out on bail and had one of those, I would want a photo with Nick Cage with that.
Yeah, even if you already have one, because like it's that moment in time. Hey, this is different because he's wearing the thing. I just think it's interesting that they're letting him remove it because it seems like purely a vanity thing. I don't want photos of me in there out there, and then for them to say, yeah, that checks out by us. It's just an interesting dynamic, and I mean, I guess we just see how the whole thing plays out. So what we're thinking about doing, because Sam Adonis is in a match against Cain Velasquez. It's it's a 3-on-3. And I haven't seen Sam Adonis live, and I'd like to.
Sam's awesome.
And there's a lot of good names on the flyer. I sent it to you.
Oh yeah.
Most of them I recognize from like Lucha Underground, even. So I was all like, oh shit. But we were noticing the prices were a little high for what we were hoping for, but we also noticed that it's not selling fast. So we're thinking we'll just drive up and go up to the venue day of and, hey, what can we get for this amount of money, and just get the best that we can for that? Because a lot of times day of, the prices will drop if you go up to the window because they just want people inside. So, and sometimes they'll sell you the cheap tickets and then say, we bumped you up. Like they'll just do shit like that. So there was one time Kevlar did that. We bought our tickets for a WWE live event like the day they dropped. And then the day of, he just rolled up with his kids, spent like a third of what we spent, got 2 more tickets than we got, and was like 3 seats to the left of us. I was like, what the fuck? Like same row.
Well, back in the day, when I used to go to WWE shows, I as an adult, I was in the front row. The first time was the John Cena incident, the infamous one. But it's because I bought them the day of at the window. Now, there was only one time that they didn't have anything day of, and I was a snob. So I ended up having to sit in the nosebleeds because it was The Rock, and I got cocky, and I'm like, oh yeah, no. Because I could have gotten better than where I was sitting, but I was stubborn. Like, nope. Those front row are going to come up. I'm going to see The Rock in my face. Nope, didn't happen. No.
Yeah, when The Rock shows up, people go.
Yeah.
Except for Pierce Lady. She avoided a free Rock show one time.
Oh, wow. No. And also,
in her defense, it would have been very difficult and annoying for her to even get it done. But
and actually, if I'm not mistaken, I've never saw Phil.
I've never wanted to see Phil. Like, I don't.
I
know I haven't seen him. I know because I remember specifically that was the era I was not watching because I thought it was stupid. He had the title for so damn long. I was not into John Cena at the time. I remember thinking like, this is it. These are the 2 dudes you got, and that's all you get. And then when I would tune in, I would see like Batista, and I'd be like, fuck this show. I did not watch, so I know that I wasn't going.
Batista's post WWE career, awesome.
Incredible.
Better as an actor. Let me just tell you, I just watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special today.
Yeah.
He had me on the floor. Okay.
Oh yeah. He's amazing. He's so good.
Totally.
To be honest, the people who annoyed me during the eras that I kind of wasn't watching, I look back on very fondly. And I am big fans of now. Like Cena, I was annoyed with at the time because I was like, so they're just going to let this guy hold the championship forever. Then when he didn't, it was CM Punk. And I was like, so this fucking dude's getting it forever. Like the long reigns were pulling me out of it at the time, which is really interesting to think about because we're in the midst of this long reign by Roman that has me captivated.
Why are you bitching about it? The tribal chief, has been there.
I wasn't bitching about it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that it's kind of interesting that the long reigns drew me away from wrestling for a while, and now this long reign has me hooked into wrestling like deep. So it's kind of a neat thing. Your mind changes,
Yeah, but poor John Cena. That tush carried a lot of things besides John Cena. Carried a lot.
That's true.
Carried a company. God damn. Phil, who cares? Phil didn't do shit. All Phil did was he's entitled.
He held the title, but he was never main event. So
nope.
Kind of funny to me.
That's what they thought of you, Phil.
Did you want to talk? Oh, you know what? Hit me with some birthdays. Let's do that. It's been a while. So did you have a good Thanksgiving? Because we haven't talked since Thanksgiving. Other people would have seen our Thanksgiving special where we went through and tore apart Full Gear half-assed.
Mm-hmm.
I said it was our half-assed review of Full Gear because it was. We only reviewed about half the show because I didn't watch most of it.
Half the show was okay.
Maybe I didn't even try to watch the whole show.
You did not.
But at least I'm upfront about it. It was funny. I
I
actually saw a tweet from Taz, like the day before ours came out, because he said that he tried to listen to some YouTubers review Full Gear, and I was all like, and he goes, guys, do your homework. He goes, you can tell right away when somebody didn't even watch the product and they're trying to review it. And he said it was a waste of his time and stupid. And I was like, did he see ours? And I was like, no, because I said I didn't watch it. He wouldn't have to figure it out. And then I realized ours hadn't dropped yet. And so I was like, okay.
I was gonna say
we're in the clear on this one.
But you know what? I would have called out Taz. I'd have been, did you watch ours? Okay, because you clearly have one person. Well, both of us know how to sell, first of all. Okay.
First off. But also, I would have said, if he said that, I'd have been like, Taz, we were drunk.
Yeah. Taz, dude, did you not get what the show is called? Right? First of all. And two,
it's basically drunk history, but about wrestling in the nether.
Yeah. And bro, he also said he didn't watch.
Yeah, I said I didn't watch.
Yeah.
And when I guess things, you said that I was right. So sometimes you don't need to watch. That's the funny thing about the show. So.
Exactly. See, Taz, that's why we're kind of in our own egotistical way. We think that we're the best.
Yes.
And there are some people who agree with us, and there are quite a few people who probably don't agree with us.
Yes. More of that than the other, yeah. There is nobody that agrees with us that we're the best. But we are definitely the best.
True. I've heard this recently from a friend. Shout out to Donnie Shaw. Donnie, I know you watch and listen every week. Go on the Twitter machine or somewhere and tell people, yeah, I actually like these guys. I like them a lot.
We have a pretty consistent viewership and listenership that I noticed. And it does nowhere near reflect the engagement we get.
No, because you know why? I'll tell you why. It's because other people are stealing our shit.
Other people are definitely stealing our shit, and I think other people are keeping an eye on us for some ideas and stuff. And we just throw all the ideas out. Sometimes I'll throw out 3 different ideas for one story, and then watch people go, "That's the one they're going to take." And I'm like,
okay. But you know,
but yeah, there's a lot of times our stuff's dropped. The stuff that we pre-taped, I dropped, and within minutes it had like 20 views or something. And I was like, 20 people waiting for this shit? Like,
I think so. I think they wait because can I go there? So
I don't know where you're going. You can go there. I don't know where you're going.
Well, now you're gonna know.
Okay, now I'll know.
So a couple of weeks ago, before this whole Full Gear, the Eliminator tournament or whatever the frick.
I hate the Eliminator terms.
Remember how I was like, oh yeah, you know who it's gonna be? It's gonna be Ethan Page and Ricky Starks in that final and blah blah blah. I made that shit up. No one told me anything. You know why I made this shit up? Is because we had this conversation before, I think on episode 1, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know.
Sounds right.
But we think that people jack our shit.
Yeah.
And so I put that into the universe. And I disclosed to Marsh, I'm going to throw something out here that's coming out of my ass. Well, goddamn. Guess what happened, people? You heard it on episode 1. You can go back and look because, you know, we're on YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts, whatever. Yeah.
Bruce Pritchard's a big fan of the show, and I have a feeling he calls AEW and tells them what we said.
No shit. I swear to God. So if you don't like the booking at AEW, it's probably because Tony Khan's half-assing what we're putting out there. So,
or if you don't like the booking of AEW, get into our chat, derail the show, give us the good idea that we pass along to Bruce Pritchard, who then gives it to Tony Khan.
Exactly.
It's clearly what's happening.
And I also did say that Ricky Starks was going to beat Ethan Page. And I was talking out of my ass again.
That's true. And I told you that was never going to happen, no matter how good it would be.
Never going to happen. And guess what? I am the fucking Nostradamus of goddamn, what should we call this? Like
of Ricky Starks. The Nostradamus of Ricky Starks.
No. But it's been other things besides Ricky, too.
Yeah, well, no one remembers that you talk about other things besides Ricky.
That's bull. Some people do.
You just said that's bullshit.
That's bull. I talked about a lot of things like, you know, Cole Cabana.
Yeah.
Ask
Splinter Fox
Dan-
coming through the chat. Cheers.
Cheers.
Spleers to Shitter Fox. Cheers to Splinter Fox. And thanks for helping out over the weekend. He's a buddy. He came through as our drinking buddy. Was filming with Medusa over the weekend for our next month worth of shows, and he jumped in the chat there and helped us with some tech stuff. So
Nice.
big shout out. Medusa likes you now, so you got a friend in Medusa.
Nice. And I was waiting for you, Splinter Fox, to go back into our Thanksgiving episode 1.
Yeah.
And
I'll be honest, the Thanksgiving episode didn't hit Twitch until like 2 days ago.
Yeah, but
it was on YouTube right away.
I'm waiting for you to go derail because you know why? You were mentioned. So now you have to go back. So see? Shit was talked. Not by me.
Yeah. Let's see. Splinter Fox does say MJF reign is already stale. We're going to talk about that because I feel like there's a few things about that.
Yeah.
And he said all you talk about is Ricky and Colt.
No, I talk about other things too. I do. Joey Janela. Other things.
There's another comment I can't respond to on air for audio sake, but I responded in the comments. So, yeah, he made a comment on the other show that we were filming, and what wasn't gonna be became the thing because of other things. So, but yeah, I think that there was a role there. But let's see. Splinter Fox does say also Marty. But yeah, did you want to hit the birthdays and then?
Yeah, let's hit the birthdays. That's
and then we'll talk some shows.
Yes, and because we didn't do the birthdays on our holiday show, there were some.
Oh, he asked about Thanksgiving. We pre-recorded an episode for Thanksgiving Day that we released on audio and YouTube on Thanksgiving, and because I was busy on Thanksgiving, I didn't publish it on Twitch, and I forgot how to play the published videos as a live episode because I used to do that all the time and I couldn't find it. So I said, fuck it, I'm going out, and I just published it and walked away. So it's there, and it's a review of Full Gear. But yeah, so hit us with some birthdays.
Yeah. So going back, there were some really great birthdays. Beth Phoenix, Anthony Agogo, Eric Rowan, Dana Brooke, JBL, Jerry the King Lawler.
Damn, that's a Hall of Fame class.
I know, totally Hall of Fame. Speaking of Christian Cage, man. Shoot. Naomi, she was up on there. Let's see here.
Her fans got Trinity Day trending for her birthday.
Wow.
Amazing.
Look at that.
Amazing. So shout out to Naomi.
Yeah, that is awesome. Also, Larry Zabisco had a birthday too. Other people like Super Crazy. A couple of notables. Dynamite Kid and the British Bulldog.
Yeah. Davey Boy. His birthday was recently too.
Yeah. Those are some of my favorites as a kid.
And a quick shout out to the
fucking Oakland.
Mean Gene Oakland. That's a quick shout out to Pro Wrestling Spotlight. If you go to his YouTube, John Arezzi's youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Spotlight, Davey Boy Smith in 1992, months after, like 1 month after he had the match with Bret Hart at SummerSlam, the one that people still talk about as the best match that ever happened. He was released by the WWE, shrouded in a lot of mystery, and a lot of stuff was coming out at the time. Bruce Pritchard's gone on record to say things after the fact on his podcast, but this was in 92, about a month after the release or so. He did a full hour-long shoot interview with John Arezzi, and he goes into detail into his release and what his plans are and his hand in the Wimbledon stadium show and all that. So that is there. I took a lot of time to get that to look the way that it does. So go give that a little watch, or at least play it in the background and have it muted so the hours count. But check it out. It's really cool. It was his first shoot interview he ever did.
Oh, wow.
And it's kind of a moment in history. So pretty cool.
Kind of cool. That's really damn freaking cool. Yeah. And there's still other birthdays too of
Keep them
people.
coming.
Yep. Rick Rude. My God. When I was a kid, I always thought that Rick Rude, I'm like, it's a little much considering what was going on in that time
A
period.
little much.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Rick Rude was a little much. He was trying to be a big asshole, and he was grinding his wiener around
I know. I
and
thought it was
calling
a
the
little
audience
much.
members sweat hogs.
I thought it was a little much.
He was definitely a little much. He was way much. That was the point of him.
Well, I don't know.
He did that with
I don't know. Okay, and I had to ask myself too.
Val Venus seemed like a little much at the time.
But I will say this. I think, and I'm not saying because what we know now, but I think I was more disturbed as an adult with Joey Ryan, and I'm not. This is pre Me Too stuff, okay? Not now. Now it's like, oh, I was right, but I think I was a little bit more disturbed about him than as like a child with Rick Rude.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. Don't ask. I have no idea, but that's kind of odd to me as I sit here and think about it. Oh yeah, JBL had a birthday. Did I say that? Rosemary. Cool. Let's see here. Two people who are not in Hall of Fame. One, Hiromu Takahashi's having a birthday coming up. I love Hiromu. If you don't know who Hiromu is, he's the dude that Dragon Lee almost killed in San Francisco in front of my eyes. And also, if you do watch New Japan, he's the one that's really weird with the cat, the fake cat, Daryl, who has a wife, another fake cat called Carol. And I think they have babies. I don't know. I don't understand that shit. I think it's stupid. But anyways, happy birthday. And the couple others, we did mention Sonny, wherever the fuck you are, if you're wearing an ankle bracelet or not, I guess have a happy birthday. I guess, I don't know. Did they give you a Hostess cupcake with a candle in it or something? I don't know. Just wondering what they do in jail. Don't know. Just asking. Two other people. One I totally adore. So happy birthday, ACH. He's celebrating a birthday. And the final one, which I think is a really important one, and it'll probably lead into us talking about AEW. Happy birthday coming up to Jon Moxley. And my gift to him would be, let me introduce you to Sam Kinnison's version of Wild Thing. I think it's better.
That would be it.
Enough said.
That would be that's what he needs. What day is his birthday?
The 7th. A lot of people are born on the 7th. ACH, Rick Rude, Sonny.
How did I lose my pen? I leave it right here.
Yeah. And those are our birthdays.
I want to write that down because I want to have that version done. I remember because I keep telling you I'm going to make that video, and I keep not making that video. I got to have it done by that day so I can post it on that day.
He's got things lately that look like he's yelling in that angst.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to find those clips of and shit. But
that's what you
post that shit to their YouTube. All right, just text it to me. I don't have it. I don't have my pen. I'm screwed.
I will text it.
I started using a pen nowadays. I got all these journals, so I started writing notes. And you know what? It's been terrible.
Yeah,
it was way worse than using the iPad for notes. But I'm trying to stick to it to make use of all these journals I have now.
Okay,
and it is a mess. I have bad handwriting. I don't organize well.
Yeah, pens are totally overrated. Okay,
pens are overrated.
I can never find one. Okay, at work. Okay, I don't use pens. I use Dixon Ticonderoga pencils that I sharpen. I have a pencil sharpener. Okay.
You know how many times I've had to sharpen my Apple Pencil? Never.
I have my Apple Pencil. I actually use my
actually that's a lie, actually. I chipped the tip one time. I had to replace it. So I guess I have theoretically sharpened it by replacing the tip.
Yeah.
That's the technological way of sharpening.
How do you break the tip though?
I think I dropped it or something and it got like a little chip in it. But I mean, they kind of they can wear down too a little bit. Like the reason they sell the tips is because it happens.
Yeah.
Is that a Rebozo shirt? Is that the steakhouse shirt?
Oh, this? No, this is and of course y'all are gonna get on me because I was talking about Coca Cabana. It's a Coca Cabana shirt. This is actually him and Chris Hero tagged together in Noah in the Global Tag League, and this was the last year that they did it together. And they had these fake Ribera jackets coming out into the ring. I think Heroes was blue and Cabana's was red. And so then they made the shirt.
That's pretty
And
good.
yeah,
That's pretty clever.
it's my fake Cabana Ribera ripoff shirt. So
I like it. I like
and I
it.
think
Splinter Fox
actually, no,
says
not for sale anymore.
probably not. No, I mean, looking at his shop last time because I wanted to buy some shirts from him, but not from PWTs. Because and we'll get into
He makes
PWTs in a little bit.
100% profit off of that anyway. So don't you act as if like he doesn't. He's not a company influencer.
I'm saying I don't like the company. I do not like PWTs as a company.
Where does he make them? Dude, he doesn't do it in his studio.
I don't give a shit. But if I give it to ColtCabana.com, I don't feel dirty like I do if I go to PWTs and make a purchase.
Okay, let me tell you this.
It's the same shit, but it's different.
No, it's not.
A lot less money goes to the assholes who run PWTs if you go through ColtCabana.com.
His merchandise, I know pretty much for a fact. I'm like 98% correct on this. The 2% is just because Barkin is part of his tribe. I really believe that he gets every single penny off of his stuff.
Off of his stuff on PWTs?
Yes.
If that's true, then it's funny to buy stuff off of PWTs if you hate them, but buy the Colt stuff because they get none of it and have to do all the work. So then it's kind of like shortchanging them.
Well, no.
Colt screen prints his own shirts?
Yes, he does.
Oh my God.
No,
that's a problem. He shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, you know why he does
If I get a crooked ass Colt Cabana shirt, I swear to God.
Let me tell you a story. This is a true story. It was WrestleCon in Dallas. Okay.
All right.
And he brought out a shirt that was it looked like a Schoolhouse Rock t-shirt.
Okay.
And it was really cute because it's my childhood. Okay. So what happened was I got it right before for the going to the con, right? And I didn't notice, and I'd washed it, cut it up and everything. Did not notice that there was something weird with the print. Like it was burnt on half of it. So it was darker and it looked weird. And I didn't notice it until I had unpacked my suitcase. And I was like,
I just realized I haven't been on the screen this whole time.
Oh, well, everyone wants to look at my fake Rivera shirt.
Nice. Yeah, they've just been like, I've been having this full-on conversation with you, and I didn't even put myself back on the screen because I was just watching the thing.
Well, it's only episode.
It was at first. It was because she was doing her birthday segment. I let her have the segment, and then afterwards, I just was looking at her talking like it was a Zoom call, and didn't pay attention because I usually close my own face anyways. So it was like the old Zoom calls. It's all right. It's only episode 1. Take a drink.
It's only episode 1.
Continues with your burnt t-shirt.
So my burnt shirt. And I was like, oh my God. So I messaged him and I was like, oh my God, you know that shirt? Because they get alerted every time someone buys a shirt. Okay. So I was like, oh my God, like my shirt that I was going to wear, my new one. And he was like, he knew which one. So he's like, oh, the Skull's Heart one. I said, yeah, look at this. And I took a picture of it. And he was like, there's something wrong with that. And I go, yeah, I don't know what it is. He goes, don't worry. I'm like, what do you mean, don't worry? I was going to wear this as a damn thing, right? And he was like, don't worry. And I'm like, okay. Next thing I know is he's like, I'm not going to be there. He's like, I'm not going anywhere near Pro Wrestling Tees. And I go, okay, why? And he goes, Scrump's leaving after me. Scrump will make you a new one and he'll bring it. I'm like, nah, no, it's okay. Don't worry. He's like, no. Guess what happened? He brought me a shirt. Scrump. Does he do that for anyone else? No. And so then Colt tells me that's what happens when I don't do the shirts. And I was like, oh. So then we had a conversation about that. So yes, I do know that he does do that. He goes and he makes his stickers. Okay. And speaking of which, I need to yell at him because I did not get a November sticker. Okay, motherfucker. Right, well, Colt Cabana. I didn't get a sticker.
Yeah,
but he makes his
he's
own
not in our Twitch. You can't yell at him through our Twitch.
Well, I will find a way and I will yell at him. he cuts them too, because you know how I know he cuts them? Because a lot of them are crooked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crooked ass shirts and stuff. So get
But
your crooked ass
no,
Colt
he
Cabana
doesn't
shirt
make
on
crooked-ass shirts.
PWTs.
He takes pride in what he does. But you can tell, like, this wasn't cut. This one in particular is cut funny. Why? It wasn't like he didn't use a paper cutter. No, the guy
Use scissors.
cut it. Yeah.
Yeah, he uses scissors. You can tell when it's a straight cutter or not. Spinner Fox says Rick was innovated. I believe he started the airbrush tights. I don't recall anyone using airbrush tights before him.
Nobody
And he
did.
used them in story, which I think was also kind of revolutionary, to have your gear be part of your story. Because when he was trying to fuck with Jake the Snake, he put Jake's wife's face on his own pants crotch.
Yeah.
To get heat, and it worked.
Yeah.
Spinner Fox also said time bomb. Not sure what he's talking about.
Oh, that's Hiromu.
Oh, Hiromu. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, ACH's best moment was him with Nato when Nato kicked him and he was dancing.
When was that? Was that like
when he faced Nato?
He's wrestled Naito a couple of times.
Naito. He spelled it wrong, but
how do you spell it? N-A-I-T-O?
I thought it was N-A-I. He spelled it N-A-T-I.
Yeah.
It's N-A-T-I-O? I thought it was Naito. I thought it was N-A-I-T-O.
Oh, God. No, I don't know. I'm not Japanese. I don't know.
Yeah, but you have Schoolhouse Rock. It was your childhood. You know how to spell. That's what you just said.
Yeah, but I remember things like, I'm just a Bill.
You are just a Bill.
I'm a lonely old Bill sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Let's see. Spinner Fox says, I'll tell him he is streaming at the moment.
Oh, yeah, tell him. I'm mad at him.
He's going to run over to the...
Wait.
Hey, Amanda said you didn't get the new monthly sticker.
Yeah, I didn't get my Patreon sticker.
No Patreon sticker. What's up?
Yeah, go tell him. And also,
Tag League pre-COVID.
Tell him
pre-COVID, they're Tag League.
That Marsh won't buy his merchandise because he doesn't want to support pro wrestling tees, but he doesn't. Don't you get all the money? Maybe don't ask him that, because then he'll be fucking Amanda. What the hell?
I might not want to say that out loud, because his stuff he says on his Twitch has made the headlines at times.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, maybe not that part. Say, hey, can you let me know your financial situation in terms of PWTs?
And then I'm blocked on Twitter, and then I'm gonna have a million people go to Colt on his Twitch. They'll go everywhere. AEWs will go on his whatnot. They'll say, why did you block Amanda? And then he'll be, God damn it. Jesus Christ.
So let's talk some AEWs.
Yeah.
Suspicious by his absence, Colt Cabana yet again, as we called when he had his match. I said that may be a while to see him again. They always stick him around. Well, but you said they've started announcing ROH matches, right? For Final Battle. When is Final Battle supposed to be?
Final Battle is on the 10th. That's next week.
Next week they've started announcing matches, and they haven't mentioned Colt yet.
Because you know what? That's how much Tony Khan cares about Ring of Honor.
I didn't know it was happening next week. Oh, you know what though? What I did know was that Deadline by NXT was announced after an AEW show was announced, and that's all I remembered, because I thought that AEW must have canceled it because I hadn't heard anything about it.
Nope.
And I was just aware of the NXT one, but you're saying it's Ring of Honor that's going on that same day, which is funny to me.
Again, like I said, Tony Khan doesn't care about Ring of Honor. Now, interesting this week, shout out to LSG, and some of the old Ring of Honor people were on Dynamite and Dark.
And then Rampage, the only match I see on Rampage that looked good, was FTR in Top Flight. I think could have been an interesting match, but didn't one of the guys get hurt in that? The guy who doesn't normally get hurt, isn't he hurt now?
Maybe.
Yeah, so Top Flight can't have a match without one of them getting fucking broken.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. They're like 20 and they do shit where they fucking break their legs and arms every time they get in the ring.
Well, you know what? When you do that kind of flippy shit, that's what happens, so.
But it's not, but that's not an absolute. It doesn't have to happen when you do that stuff. It's when you do that stuff and you don't know what you're doing that you get hurt. Like,
no.
Just because you do it often doesn't make you a pro if you're doing it incorrectly. It's like I teach people this all the time in tech. I tell them, you're going to get very fast at the exact way that you decide to do this. Whether it's wrong or right is up to you. You will either take the time to be slow at something for a while, to become fast at doing it right, or you will rush the process and do it incorrectly, but get very good at doing it incorrectly until you make a massive mistake. That is how I teach tech people to slow the fuck down and let the process of learning take place. This is the physical aspect of that. Hey, go, 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 go. Look, I was safe this time because I didn't get hurt. Those aren't the same thing. Just because you didn't get hurt didn't mean it wasn't safe. It just means you didn't get hurt this time until you do.
Yeah.
That's my problem with their training over there and their lack of is people get hurt a lot because they don't know that there's another way to do this thing they're trying to do. And that's the problem. Get people who know how to do it successfully and safely every time and teach them that instead of these people who are like, I don't know, I just flip and I land on my feet, so it must be right. You go, no.
Yeah, please tell that to Sammy Guevara. Please tell that to Ocean Spray.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of which, I don't know why New Japan.
This just in. Breaking news from Splinter Fox. Colt said he sent the November sticker and he sent your December sticker today as well.
Oh.
So wait, did he send the two together? Or did the November sticker go out? It just hasn't arrived yet.
Tell him I said thank you. Love you, Colt. So hard.
Also, did you mention it was Amanda? Because that would be funny.
Yeah. If you did, I'm pretty sure he knows.
He's like, oh God.
No.
He cannot catch
Colt
a fucking
loves
break.
me. He loves
but
me.
that was everything I saw in Rampage that was of any note. So anything you want to say about any of that, go ahead.
You know what? Honestly,
he said he did say Amanda, and that's when he goes, he sent hers. That's funny. You know, everyone you should have already had, and that if he gets it back, he'll resend it. So he sent it. You should have gotten it by now. So maybe it got sent back to him. But the December one went up
because he was the one who. Never mind.
It's all right. It's all right. All right.
All right. It's okay.
Jesus.
Anyway, he knows.
Anything else on Rampage you thought was notable?
No, but just like again, like I said, shout out to LSG. He did a 3-way. I don't remember who he wrestled, but dude, LSG, Leon St. Giovanni. Gio's good. I like Gio.
I don't see him even listed here in this thing, so I don't know if I'm even looking at the right day anymore.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But he was on Dark.
So hard to pull up stuff for Rampage. You know why? Because they tape all of it. So every time I look it up, they go, do you want spoilers? And I was like, no, I want what happened already. And they go, but it already all happened. And you're like, no, but I want the one that aired. And like, you want the new? What's the what? And fuck.
No, but yeah, no.
Goddamn mess.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing Joe versus Wardlow again. But I don't think it's for the TV title.
Did they announce a match between the two of them?
Yeah, but I'm confused of which title it's going for because Wardlow's like, I want my title back. I'm like, but that has nothing to do with Ring of Honor. Idiot.
I fucking hate this.
I know. I don't. Whatever.
No, it's this fucking problem. I have fucking Wrestling Inc. has so many fucking ads on their stupid site that it's like you went to a shady porn site with all these pop-ups. I just want to see the fucking review. And I can't read half this shit because of all these ads that you can't even minimize. God, you want to support these guys because they're actually solid at what they do and they mean well. And then they just treat their website like it's a shifty porn.
Would you rather have that or pay for Meltzer? I'd rather have the shifty porn than paying for Meltzer.
I just want to be able to read it, and I gotta like fucking. It's an obstacle to read.
I know. That's how I am with some of the streams when I watch things. So, but anyways,
yeah.
Not
I reloaded it and got an ad that went to the bottom instead of across the whole fucking thing, like it's a Ghostbuster symbol. Just.
Right, Colt better wrestle at frickin' when he's in San Francisco. AEW, I will fucking riot. I will burn that bitch down. I will burn the Cow Palace.
He's definitely not wrestling. He's going to be taking time off.
No, but he better go.
I don't know. Let's see. Splinter Fox says, rest in peace, Dark Order. I'm surprised Evil Uno almost lost his mask. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah. One of the guys turned, and then the child came out and pretended to cry.
Yeah. That was, honestly, that I don't really care for that. Okay. I really don't, because honestly, like
I think it's inappropriate, but we've been through it.
It is inappropriate, but also too, you spent a lot of time celebrating this man's life, right? And to do that, if I were the wife, I would not be okay with that, because that's really kind of cruel. And
I'm hard pressed to even suggest that they spend a lot of time celebrating a man's life at this point, because from what I can tell, they've tried to monetize everything about
that's true.
that episode, and everything they've done is, it feels like they've done everything they do to monetize and exploit that man's death more than celebrate his life. And it bothers me. It bothers me that when you go, and I know that this, because Spinner Fox came at me once on this one, all over, but I know Ringside Collectibles is the ones who decide their prices, but the 2-pack of Brody with his son is like $20 more per pack than any other 2-pack that exists. And it doesn't say in there that the money is going towards anything like his fucking college fund. Because if it said, hey, this is going to a trust for the kid, I'd be like, great, do that. A little donation. But it doesn't do that. It's just putting money in their pockets. And it's literally a man who died and his son. And it's fucking gross. It's gross.
Speaking of,
it's why I've stopped shopping on their site. They have exclusive stuff on there I want so bad. That new Thunder Rosa toy looks so fucking cool. But I have such a hard time getting to the point where I check out something and not feeling sick to my stomach with the way they've monetized Brody and his son.
You know what? I know you wanted the Blood Brothers one.
That one's
dude. Too. That one was only $28 for Black Friday.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But
now, I did want the Thunder Rosa too. But part of me is like, man, the value for all of those figures has dropped dramatically.
Yes.
There are some that are like $8.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, whoa.
They've oversaturated the market and they haven't built the fandom.
No.
They're just oversaturated.
Well, why is it that the Chase ones, like all of the Ricky Starks ones, dudes are getting 2 and 3 at a time? I want one. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pay a lot of money for it because it's not valuable. It's not. I only want one because I love me some Ricky Starks. We all know this.
That's true. Let's see. Grim Reaper came through the chat saying, hi.
Hi.
That's Grim Reaper. That's how he talks. It's just this thing.
I love it. Spinner Fox is putting fucking my name in Colt's mind.
Spinner Fox is doing that as well.
Yeah, you're doing the Lord's work.
Spinner Fox says they should have just broke up after the death in respect because they're just dragging his creation. I agree with that too. And I know that at a certain point, it's like, oh, should we keep it going? What should we do? And it's hard to make those decisions. But at a certain point, you have to go, what are we doing now? And I feel like that they should, in a respectful act, close up the story. You know,
I find it very disrespectful to see Una trying to go on without Stu Grayson. Because they are a good tag team. And that just bothers me. So,
yeah.
Tomato.
At this point, it's not even a group anymore. It's a tag team on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
Speaking of tag teams, just randomly throwing this out there. You had asked me, only because this just popped in my mind, you'd asked me, I said, oh yeah, Bola is coming soon. Yeah. And you're like, why should I go? And there is a reason you should go. I'm going to say a name of a tag team, and this is why you should go.
Yeah. I don't know very many names.
Kings of the Black Throne.
Is that what Malachi used to be when he was Tommy
Malachi and Brody King when they tagged before? Cool. Yeah, Kings of the Black, because I got screwed over to see him. I've never seen him. God damn it! I got screwed over for that. Thanks for.
I saw him face Ciampa. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Sick. So sick.
No, I wanted to see, God forbid, Amanda tries to see like Eurotrash, but that was the year that Marty won Bola, and I couldn't get a ticket.
That was also the same day that producer lady saw Ricochet for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in awe of him.
Duh. Ricochet is amazing. Duh.
Yeah. I told her at one point, I was like, he used to be in a mask and they called him Prince Puma. And she goes, that's not a surprise. He flips around like he's a cat. He just always lands on his feet. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
I've never seen Ricochet botch anything.
Never. Never seen him even get close to a botch.
Never. First match I ever saw Ricochet in, he was doing a 6-man with His partners were Jushin Thunder Liger, and I want to say it was a luchador of some sort who was on Lucha Underground. But let me just say it was amazing.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Spinner Fox also says Amazon. Just wait for Thunder Rosa to hit there. He says he just got Eddie Kingston for retail on Amazon.
I could get Eddie Kingston. Well, actually, I think Eddie Kingston. No, I've not seen him in the wild.
Yeah,
I've not.
Well, see, he's even saying that you can get the Blood Brothers Cody and on Amazon for $41.
No, but $28.41. Come on.
Yeah, but it's fucking ringside, and it's like fucking $15 shipping, and they're gonna destroy the box when they send it to you because they just want to fuck around.
I'm waiting because I'm gonna ask if Ryan Barkin. I'm waiting for them to get Unrivaled 9, and I'm gonna ask Barkin, yo, did you get a chase? I want Ricky Starks. And I'll ask Colt. I'm like, Colt,
how many Ricky chases are out there?
3,000.
Oh, let's see. Let's talk about some Dynamite.
Yeah.
We should get into some of this.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I will say. Let me start with the FTR. With Dax and Danielson.
How about we start with the top of the show?
Yeah. Well, I'm skipping that for a second because there's a lot of talk with that one. But did you watch the match?
Not really. I had it on and I caught little glimpses here and there, but here's the deal with Brian, with Daniel Bryanson and Dax Harwood, is they are both probably the two best technical wrestlers that the company has. They both do a WWE style that I really, really like. They both are going to sell and put story into the match that they're doing. There is no reason to give a shit about either one of these people in any way. I know there's no story here. There's not going to be a story here. Dax is just getting another one of those notches on his belt that he likes to do to say that he had the best year of anybody else because he had all these good matches. He's had a shitload of great matches and not a single decent story, and that's a problem. Daniel Bryan has shown up in AEW as the biggest signing that they ever got. It was huge, and he is largely irrelevant in every way. So, yes, it would be a great match, and I wouldn't discount that this isn't some 5-star, 6-star match. And if I'm ever bored sitting around and have nothing to do and say, you know what, I just want to see a really good match just in a bubble, this would be a match I would pick. But as far as putting it on and paying attention to it, if I'm trying to watch a show for like a review sake of what I ingest wrestling to be like, I had no desire to pay attention to this. So I'm sure it was amazing. I didn't watch it because they don't matter.
It definitely was not a 5-star match. Or
was
6.
It? No. I would have thought it would be.
No. 4.25 maybe.
4.25. Okay.
But honestly, like it was interesting that you say that because like the crowd, you know, obviously, as much as AEW people want to say they're very anti-WWE, these AEW fans, you sure fucking mark out for all the fucking WWE shit, you know?
And this was a WWE style match. I do remember because I saw the very beginning of it. They did one lockup and the crowd started chanting, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
Nothing had happened. They did a lockup. They started the match how every WWE match starts. And they started chanting, "This is awesome," because it felt different.
Yeah.
It felt more realistic. It wasn't what they were used to. But as a WWE shill and stan, and I forget what other word Splinter Fox says to make fun of me, that we're conditioned and that's how matches are meant to start. So you go, okay, that's the start of a match. They started chanting, "This is awesome." And it actually kind of took me out of the match immediately. I was like, this is so stupid. They're chanting, "This is awesome" on a lockup. That's how goofy their shit has gotten. That a match that starts like a traditional match is suddenly like, what? Okay, go ahead.
I swear, let me just say this. Okay, because I was like intently watching, well, really looking at the crowd, mostly because of the seating, because I got tickets for Dynamite and Rampage at the Cow Palace. Are they what I want? Yes and no. Because you are going to be, God, she's bitching. She's in the front row. Leave her. Yeah, but I'm in the front row where I think another row kind of intersects. So Not really thrilled about that. I think the back of Justin Roberts' head the whole time. I'm not thrilled about that. But, I'm not there to be, like some people who go to AEW. I'm not there to be seen. I'm not there with a stupid sign, although.
Really?
No.
I would have figured you'd gone out of your way to be seen.
No. No.
All right.
Popular belief says that, yeah, but no. I just want the AEW world to know that I'm sick of seeing fucking white America, unless you're in Chicago or like I think a couple other cities maybe, but Chicago mainly. You have people who aren't white. Those are the pro wrestling tees guys. But anyways, that the women who sit in the front row, okay, they're not necessarily there dragged with their boyfriends and they're just sitting there bored out of their cord, or they're like, I don't know. There was a lady that was on this week that was not hard cam, but she was another side. And I'm like, bro, you don't act like that when you're there. Yeah. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know the etiquette. Okay. She's got, I don't remember what wrestler it was, but it was somebody who was there pretty much right in her face on the other side of the rail, the fan side, getting his ass whooped. Okay, first of all, you need to move, okay? Because this guy was, I don't think it was Samoa Joe, but it was someone who was kind of bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get out of the way, okay? You're not part of the action. You need to move out of the way. Because
I'd be trying to get myself over. If I was sitting next to you at the Cow Palace, I'd hold up a sign that says, I want to get milked at the Cow Palace.
Don't put that in the universe. Great. Now someone's going to show up with a sign. I'll know where they got it from.
I hope someone does. Anybody who gets a sign up on TV that says, I want to get milked at the Cow Palace, if you hit me up, I'll send you a shirt. It might not even be one of ours. It might just be a shirt I have. But I'll send you a shirt. If you get... yeah.
He'll be out.
Just tell me your size, and I will find a shirt in my closet of a random wrestler or one of ours that may be lying around. I'm not putting money into this. Not much. So you get a sign up. This is, I want to get milked at the Cow Palace. You're going to get a random wrestling shirt. I'll even make it AEW. I got a lot of AEW shirts.
What if I were to do that? Would you buy? If I were to do that, would you buy me a shirt? Like, unfortunately, he's only selling them on Pro Wrestling Tees. But would you buy me a shirt if I did?
I just said I wasn't going to buy a shirt. I was going to give you a shirt for my personal collection.
Well, God damn it, no. No, I don't know.
Why? Whose shirt did you want? A Ricky shirt?
No, I have all of them except for one. Well, two. They were kind of ugly. No, the new Marty Scurll shirt.
Oh, really? It's got a new cool
one? It's I think like Villains Never Die or something like that. It was kind of cool. It was black. I really wish he'd go back to selling other shirts that weren't black. Yeah.
Colt's got that one shirt that's so fucking cool that says Chicago on it.
The Maxwell one with like the map.
Yeah, the map with Maxwell Street, and it's got his stupid little face on it. So damn cool.
It doesn't have his face on that one.
Yes, it does. There's like a sticker next to the W on Maxwell that's his face, like, with the Chicago flag behind him on a little like sticker. Like he put a sticker on a street sign. It's badass.
Oh, I didn't know
only
that.
Only $10. It's only in small. Makes me so frustrated when I go look at his site and I go, wow, that shirt's great.
I want one, but I don't want small.
They only have it in small. I want one so bad.
No, but I will say that. I wonder what he would say to me.
That one, the Japanese one, the Kamikaze one is
that one I want to.
Dope.
I want to.
That's not. That one. I think that's only in small as well. Let me see. I'm looking at it right now.
He knows.
8.
He knows what size
he says he has 8 in stock of small. The dude's only got small shirts.
Because he's making it himself.
He's making them himself, but it's not like he doesn't know that. Just look at all of his fans. We're not small.
Okay,
no fan of Colt is small.
I'm gonna stop you. There are a couple who are small. Some of them because I'm a spill tea. Some of them because they, whatever.
Oh my God. You can't be accusing people of bulimia.
No, I'm not. This is truth. This is hashtag fact.
No.
Hashtag
It's just
fact.
a hashtag facts.
It is. I know. Okay. I know people's dirty secrets.
Yeah, I don't know how we got here.
Anyways, I'm just saying he has people who are not, who are small. Okay. He knows what size I wear.
But not 8. But Splinter Fox says Amanda should make a sign that says Wrestling on the Rocks podcast. If you put a sign up that says Wrestling on the Rocks loves Colt Cabana, I'll buy a Marty Scurll shirt.
No, because then Cole will get pissed. He'll be like, why didn't you buy her a fucking one of my shirts?
Because you have all of his shirts.
No, I don't. Right.
I'll buy you a small Cabana Kamikaze shirt.
And then when you say, oh, it's for Amanda, and he'll be all, she doesn't wear small.
And I'll say, that's you fucking did it, dude. Like, it's not on me that you don't make shirts in our sizes.
No, he'd probably watch. If you had said it was for me, I bet you he would fucking make one that was my size and send me the one that was in my size. Because
that would be funny. This is for Amanda, and you get like a response from him, just all like, God damn it. And then like later on, you get a shirt that's in your size, and it's like,
no, people like seriously, like, okay, I know this is way off topic, but I just have to go there. Okay, I have the world.
You're only now thinking we're off topic. This is the moment you think we've gone off topip. We haven't been on topic yet.
Sick, okay, I'm like,
we might not even talk the show tonight. We might just close it up before we even talk.
And I'm having Vicks Vapo Cool, like Dayquil. Come on now, come on.
Yeah.
But no, world's most common name. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually, when you people, Amanda, and they have to think because world's most common name. But once you you say like a couple of descriptive words about, oh yeah, they know. Cole, I think, just automatically already knows. Okay, he's like, yeah, oh God, I know.
Well, I would say Crazy Amanda. I wouldn't just.
No, you wouldn't say Crazy Amanda. No.
Yes, I would, because then he would know immediately I'm talking about.
No, but if you said Amanda, he'd already know who you're talking about.
He'd already know.
And then you can ask, do you know who I'm even talking about? And he will say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And go on and on and on. I've had people before who think that I'm a fraud. They've gone up to him and said, do you know Amanda? And he goes, the one, blah, blah. They go, yeah. And he goes, yeah, why? And then
he's like, oh, why? What'd she do?
He would tell me these stories. And I'm like, why would people, and I said this to him, and you need to tell one of these people one day, why would people who'd never met you before waste their time asking about me? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's true too.
I'm nobody.
But
okay.
Yeah, but people should be fact checking. I told someone recently that they should drop my name to somebody else, and then they told me they did, and I was like, well, I expected you to, because you should at least fact check that I'm right. And they're like, I didn't think you were lying, and I was like, yeah, but also, why would you not double check that? Like, you should. So
a lot of people do fact check me, but you can go to. There's a lot of people you can go to. People who don't like me, they know automatically who I am. Yeah.
Two things in the chat real quick. Splinter Fox says he asked him, and a mod said that he thinks Colt is trying to sell out what he has, and then his shirts will only be on PWTs. So I guess we could look at PWTs to see if the Chicago shirt is there, because if it is, that definitely.
And if not, I will bug him. Which mod is it? Was it Mary Kate? She needs to shut her I hate her. There's a reason why I don't mod. Okay. I don't ask him. I've never asked him. I don't want to. I barely go in there. Okay. Because why? I'm an adult. I got work. Hell, I'm hardly on Twitter anymore.
Kind of.
If he did
did you see, just because I pulled up PWTs and the first thing they have there is a Blackpool Combat Club shirt. That's the soccer jersey for Claudio. Someone posted, because the original one that Claudio wore was designed and made by someone else that they pitched to sell to AEW, and they did not take it. They said no. And so then they collaborated with WWE on a bunch of soccer jerseys. So then AEW fucking jacked the guy's design and made their own. And the guy fucking like called him out on it. Like fucking funny.
Shit. Did they actually compensate the guy?
No, not at all. WWE did, because they're business. Okay, so a couple things. Let's get caught up on a couple things here. He said the mod's name was Julie Fett. But also Just in Time came through the chat. Cheers to my dive bar friends, Just in Time. He says, have it say Boom Boom instead of his name, which is a good point. If you have a sign that says Wrestling on the Rocks loves some Boom Boom, that also works. Oh, he does have the Maxwell Street sign on the PWTs.
Yes, he's had that there. I think he's had both, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got it there. He's got the Kamikaze one. They're all there. They're just not $10. So
You know,
all the designs are there. They're just on PWTs now. There's the Schoolhouse Rock one. Well,
What's
it puts
funny?
me in a predicament.
You know how
I definitely don't wanna support them, but I want that shirt.
When you go to the homepage, when you type in
Oh, he's got Colt Cabana Classic, which looks like Coca-Cola. It's good.
Let's see. Of all these shirts, I actually don't have 1, 2, 3.
We should probably talk about wrestling. We're talking about Colt Cabana's PWT shirt.
I have like 6 so far. I'd see that I don't have.
Yeah, well, that's good.
7.
All right.
8. Hey, Colt.
So
you're slack.
was
Speaking
there
of
anything else about Bryan Danielson and Dax Harwood that you wanted to say?
No, but then I'll end the Colt Cabana chat real quick. I always wanted him. There's a shirt. It's his one that's the Cabanada one, right? I wanted him to do a Cabanafornia one, okay? Because I was like, that's not fair. And then I'm like, well, yeah, you don't really come out here as much. But I'm trying to guilt trip him. I had someone try to design it, and it was like cool shit that, I had. He didn't do it. I'm still hot on getting one of those. Still hot on that.
Well, he has a Colt map of all of the states with his name in it.
That.
Yep. So let's talk about the opening of the show. It did open up. I don't know if it was just the way that my YouTube TV recorded it, but it showed up and Moxley was like walking into the ring. Like the whole intro and everything was like cut out. So I wonder if they started a minute early or something. Because I know about overruns, how things will they might sometimes have. Like I know I've never seen the opposite. You know what I mean? Like I've seen it where it's like, oh, they ran 5 minutes late. You know what I mean? Oh, they let it overrun by 2 minutes. But I've never seen them in like, oh, they let them start early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I think they did start early because when I watched it, and it was weird because you know how
happy Hanukkah sweater. Sorry, I didn't mean to get back on the Colt thing, but there's a happy Hanukkah sweater here from Colt that I kind of need. All right, keep going. Yeah. Don't derail.
Totally got derailed. And Splinter Fox, you can go tell him that he's now derailed our show.
He's destroying our show. Oh, he's got the Wrigley Field one.
Yeah, I know. I have that one. It says boom.
Oh,
boom.
It's so good. It says boom boom in the Wrigley Field sign.
Oh, I have that one. And where it
God,
says boom boom, I blinked it. It's really cute. Oh my god.
All right, back on track.
Okay, sorry. Also gonna say
Splinter Fox says Mox's music played and stuff. We're on track.
Yeah. But hold on, my thought. I was gonna say one of my favorite shirts. I don't think it's up there, but it was the podcast King of Chicago, like off of, if you guys know Ferris Bueller.
No one knows Ferris Bueller. None of us are 100 years old. Talk about Moxley.
Damn. I know you're 100 years old. And I know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who Bueller is.
Yeah, I know.
Bueller.
Yep. Anyways, yeah, his music. It definitely Mox needs. Every time I hear it now, I'm like, you need the Sam Kinison version.
What'd you think of this promo here? So, I thought I've largely talked. No, Moxley lately I've liked him. I've had issues with him in the past. Different ones I've liked, different ones I haven't. I feel like he's fallen off again though. This was a very cookie cutter promo. There's 3 constants in this world: death, taxes, and John Moxley. What the fuck does that mean?
No. And then here's stupid me in the background thinking to myself when he said that, I'm like, can we just have Don Callis come out and tell me the real one, please? Death, taxes, and Scroll beats Ospreay.
Let's not go that route. All I'm saying is that
I went there because that's what I thought immediately.
I know that's what you thought about. Nobody else thought about that. But the death, taxes, and any other thing, the third thing is always trite at best. Because the whole saying is there's three things that are constant in this world: death, taxes, and then whatever you want to say is going to happen all the time. And it comes up so many times that at this point, the constants are outnumbering the entire concept of this trite saying to begin with. So it's like there's only 11 constants in this world: death, taxes, Moxley. Like, it's just, to me, let the thing go and say something new, say something clever, say something smart. Like, relying on an old saying, an old cookie cutter format saying, it's too easy. And you, at this point in your game, motherfucker's 20 years in, he should be above that. He shouldn't be using catchphrases. He shouldn't be using street catchphrases, the kind of shit we all say to ourselves and to each other at work. He should be above that. He should be creating things that we want to repeat, not repeating shit we've been saying since grade school. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But also, too, I mean, if you use that phrase correctly with certain things, Mox, I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Never.
But, like, if
I'm
you
saying right now, never.
If you but if you say things like, there's three things that are, in life are certain: death, taxes, and fucking John Cena has a great ass. Hello.
Okay, but there's another constant in the world then. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean.
But that's the truth.
Also, taxes can be evaded. Taxes can be exempted. Taxes aren't even the constant.
You can cheat death. Isn't that what Final Destination?
If you're a vet of war, you are tax exempt the rest of your life. Guess what's no longer constant in your life? Taxes. Well, I would say death, war, and Moxley is more apropos than taxes.
Well, taxes,
Ask Bank of America how consistent taxes are. They haven't paid their taxes in 26 years.
I know. And then, they have the nerve to charge me $35 every time, you overdraft your checks. But now they don't do that anymore.
They don't. Spinner Fox makes a great point. Death, taxes, and taking a shit. Yes. If he said there's three constants in this world: death, shits, and John Moxley, I'd be all like, oh, shit. He's right.
Well, you should go ask Colt Cabana about death, taxes, and Amanda's Colt's favorite.
No, stop it. Spinner Fox says Colt is more interesting than AEW and WWE. Oh, yeah, because we became a Colt podcast. Oh, man. He says, he goes, Marsh might be right about Mox relapsing. He said that brawl, he fell a couple of times. I noticed that too.
Was he drunk? That's what I thought. He was kind of, he felt like he was off. Like he was kind of, his wording was kind of slurry.
A lot of it was really weird. Like, ooh, Kevin Dietzel in the chat says death, taxes, and getting milked at the Cow Palace. He's correct. Getting milked. That would be a great shirt. Yeah. Death, taxes, and getting milked in the Cow Palace. And it's a picture of me, milk dripping from me.
Ew, no.
What are you talking about?
Tony Khan with udders.
Tony Khan with udders? That's interesting.
I don't draw, so I can't.
You don't. Neither does Colt.
Oh, rude.
Sorry, no, I'm just a big fan of Colt, and I think that he would not like that.
No.
I'm blocking a few bots in the chat. Let's see. He goes, we need a Colt shirt. That's true. I do have a counter up here. Maybe I should start doing that. Do you think, where should we start?
With Colt Cabana?
Yeah. How many times do we mention him?
We've mentioned him probably about at least 103 times, at least.
I'm gonna put us at 12.
Okay. That's conservative.
I'm being generous. Let's see. Yeah, so that was the thing. So Mox does this in-ring promo. It's really phoned in. It's these trite comments, and I was like, okay, this feels a little flat. Something's not right. Paige comes out, and I was like, I don't understand why we're doing Paige right now, but the crowd's behind him because they're so anti-CM Punk, which is interesting. Regardless of my feelings of Punk, which is, on record since episode 1, but I think that it's really interesting to watch the fans react in accordance to that. Remember how early on I would say that the AEW fan is hate watching AEW in a way that they love everything they think Vince would hate. So if there's something I said that was stupid, they're going to cheer really loud for it because they go, oh, Vince would never do that. They're going to support people. Oh, Vince would never like this guy. Oh, this guy's not a Vince guy, so he's one of ours. Like, it's almost, I mean, I guess in my mind where I'm taking it is already derogatory, but it's almost like they want the scraps from the table because Vince is only going to eat steak. We want the scraps that fall off the edge and say, no, this is better than your steak. Fuck you, dude. Right. Because Vince is obsessed with Roman. So he's steak. Right. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying
But
it's not.
Tony's obsessed with people.
Tony's obsessed with people, but he's obsessed with the scraps because that's what the fans want. Right. And I'm saying that in just again, it's not the right wording of it all, right? It's not correct.
I know, but I know what you mean.
But it does feel that way in a sense. And now they've gotten to the point where they hate CM Punk so much that they see Hangman Page come out and they go, he's doubly our guy because Punk hates him. So now it's like whoever Punk hates, they love. Colt came out to a massive reception because Punk hates that guy. Not because Punk had a great story and a good moment. Punk came out in the midst of all this and they hate CM Punk now.
Well,
I'm not saying Colt didn't deserve it. I'm saying that Colt was riding that wave of the CM Punk hate right now that Tony's booking with. And it made it feel a little weird here.
Here's the thing. You know what's weird? What is weird is when they were in Chicago before Thanksgiving, fuck the Elite. Yep. Okay. And yes, hi in the front row, Pro Wrestling Tees guys. You need to be neutral as fuck. Okay. You should not be, you should not be picking a side publicly like that. But I will say it bothers me because I'm like, well, where's Cabana from? Whose face is all over Chicago, So that's where I'm like, no, they want to hate Punk because that is what cool people do now. That's the cool
right.
Okay.
And that's what I mean.
And
that's what makes them so fascinating to watch. AEW fans are not like other fans where you can kind of see what they like and stuff. Spin Fox makes a good point. They should be booing FTR and Darby. They should be.
Yeah.
But they're not yet. But I don't think that means they never will. I think there's a world where FTR says too many positive things about CM Punk and start getting booed.
Yep.
But I also think FTR is smart enough that they lean in.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Milk the booze out of me. Oh,
well, FTR, was it Dax said a bunch more stuff about how amazing CM Punk is and how he's so great and his door was always open and all this shit.
Well,
and I think he's one or two interviews away from the crowd starting to boo him, but I don't know. I think it's fascinating to watch. It's cool. Well, it's almost more interesting to watch the crowd than the show.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. Some people have learned their lesson and are jumping as far away as they can go from the Phil Brooks train. Thank you, Ricky Starks. Told you that a long time ago. But
has he distanced?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But here's my thing. Okay. The AEW fans, it's very, very weird. It's like because they've been, and this is where January, it's gonna be a little different. Because you're debuting in Seattle. You're going to Portland, Oregon. You're coming back to LA. You're going up to San Francisco. Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of shit. Okay. Because right now, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but did you see the Will Hobbs promo? The new one?
How about we don't jump ahead to that?
Okay. Well,
let's do this. Spinner Fox said he also said Page should have stayed off TV and helped the Elite win the match number 7 and have them turn heel, all of them, which I think would be cool too.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to that. But yeah, in this segment alone, because we're still trying to get through the show, I thought it was awkward. I thought it was a little weird to have Page come out. I thought it was also a little weird for Moxley to kind of seemingly phone it in, and I don't think he's the type. Mm-hmm. And then he fell, he tripped. The punches were
bad.
They were scattered. There was a few of them that looked like they landed really hard and people got mad. And there was a lot of them that looked like they were nowhere near hurting someone.
Yeah.
And I feel like that maybe they were mixing it in so you didn't know if it was a work or a shoot or what, or are they really pissed? Because there were moments where I was really kind of like, wait, are they actually kind of fighting here? Because that's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
And then Moxley runs at Page and falls off the stage. Moxley then gets back up. They end up laying on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Paige was laying down almost on top of Moxley's legs and not moving, with no one in between them, waiting for them to be separated. And as soon as someone put his arm on him, he like jumped up and moved back, and then they both ran down their tubes, their portals, whatever it is. So it was a really weird kind of moment and segment. That realistically, I think will turn into a very good match. I do think Moxley and Paige, I don't remember them having a bad match prior.
Mm-mm.
And I think both those guys are very good. So I think the match will be great, but I don't understand, I think, where we're going or why.
Mhm.
Except I guess maybe we're trying to get to Paige and MJF through this. Paige beats Mox. Mox takes time off.
Well,
Paige goes towards MJF and gets destroyed. Maybe?
I don't know.
Even Swin Fox just says, I think maybe Mox takes times off before Paige or after Paige beats them, which is maybe, yeah. And goes, why did they have Paige fight while he was only there to be checked on the concussion? Yeah, I just didn't. I felt like there was a few little disconnects there for me, but my takeaway was, and then, I mean, I know it's kind of like talking about both sides of my mouth a little bit. There'll probably be a good match here, and there's some story. We're in reverse. Bryan Danielson and Dax Harwood was probably a great match, but I had no reason to care other than I like those two guys, and I've kind of been busy doing other stuff and thought, you know what, not worth my time to watch something that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Which sucks to say about two dudes that mean a lot to me in a lot of regards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no.
Tony Schiavone and Ricky Starks backstage. Ricky Starks had this promo here. What'd you think of it? Unbiased. Did you think this was one of his better?
No. It's really interesting that, again, said on episode 1, he's the little engine that could. So Ricky is going to win the ring thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's anything that he's going to get, I think, because, well, we didn't talk about this yet with Regal. So I don't know
We
if
haven't
I
gotten
want
to Regal yet.
Yeah, do you want me to wait on what I was about to say? Okay, I'm going to wait about that. But this one was, I mean, it's his baby face one. He needs to work on that a little bit more.
He does. Here's the thing that I think he needs to figure out better. He goes, they call me Absolute Ricky for a reason. He goes, because you're going to find out I'm absolute.
What the fuck does that mean?
That was my first thought was, what the fuck does that mean? Do I not know what the word absolute means? You know what I mean? Like, that was my thought, was like, maybe I don't actually understand the word absolute, which absolutely means without qualification, restriction, or limitation. So he's trying to say he's limitless. Independently, not viewed in relation to. Like, let's just break down the word. Let's get into it. Not qualified or diminished in any way. Theoretically, the first thing that comes up for absolute is not qualified, and that's funny.
Oh,
if
that's
you
bad.
Google absolute definition, the first two words says not qualified.
Oh,
that's
shit.
Fucking funny.
That is hilarious.
But he's trying to say not qualified or diminished in any way. Total, like a total package. Viewed or existing independently and not in relation to other things, not relative or comparative.
Okay.
The uncomparable Ricky Starks, right? I just think the way he's saying it is he's saying it in such a way that makes people go, what?
Well, I've been questioning that for a while because he's really banking on that.
He is.
And I don't know why. So this goes to me.
I can tell you the why. I have the why. The problem is he doesn't know how to explain the why. The why is because he's the total Ricky Starks. He's the independent of other things, the uncomparative. You can't compare me to others because I'm absolute Ricky. I'm not Baby Rock. I'm absolute Ricky. You can't compare me. I'm the total package. I'm limitless. I'm all of those things.
You can't say the word limitless.
You can't say any of those words because everyone's already took them all. And absolute means those things, but without the context of those other things.
Let's just go back to calling him daddy because
we don't have to go to daddy on this one.
That's a good thing.
At least Zaddy with a Z would make. But I'm saying, like, the why is because if you take the definition and really break it down and think about it, like similar words would be complete, total, utter, outright, perfect, universal, independent, non-relative, non-variable.
Fine as fuck. Oh, sorry.
Which is a way to describe his butt.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. But
globe.
I'm thinking that the idea is that he knows what the word means in all those ways because he stared at that word so many times because he probably didn't get very far in the dictionary.
No.
But the AB is very much in the beginning of the dictionary. He said, that's the one. I'm done. I've read enough.
I would have gone backwards.
I would have started in the middle. But he said, hey, first word works. Let's go with that. The idea of the word working, I think, isn't the problem. The idea is that his delivery of the word hasn't given it context. So we don't know what Absolute Ricky means yet, because even your logo made it look like Absolute Vodka. And what do we think of Absolute Vodka?
It's shitty.
It's not top tier.
Mm-hmm.
$10 bottle, cheap and easy. All right, we got the cheap and easy Ricky.
Yay.
That's not bad for all people.
I'm not going to comment on that one anyway.
Hey, I'm saying he's absolute, right? He needs to give us what absolute is.
And
he needs to say a series of words and then end it with absolute. You know what I mean? He needs to say those things. I'm universal. I'm non-comparable. I am the total everything. I am absolute. I am the absolute Ricky. And he needs to say that in a way that makes us go, oh, all those things equate to absolute.
Yeah. But he doesn't. He falls very, very short of it. He tries, but it's like, I don't think he knows how to. He just thinks that,
I gave him an example.
Yeah,
but,
I know. I know.
Because he can do it better than me. I'm not a talker like him. I'm a drunk.
I know.
There's a difference.
But, I think.
But good and evil are presented as absolutes. You know what I mean? They're in a philosophy aspect, a value or principle which is regarded as universally valid, or which may be viewed without relativity to other things. It's good, it's evil, it's Ricky. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to conceptualize what absolute means.
But that's really who he is, because he's always like, well, I'm not a face, I'm not a heel. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but you gotta like put yourself in that like scenario, because there's some people who are clear cut, you're babyface. Okay? But
here's the problem.
Yeah.
If he wants to be absolute, there is no middle ground for absolute.
Nope.
Good and evil are absolutes.
Yeah.
Babyface, heel are absolutes. He's trying to say, I'm somewhere in the middle. Then you're no longer absolute Ricky.
Yeah. Then what are you?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting that I will say this. Interesting that you've had no interaction with
I didn't mean to push that. I was trying to block that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, go away, dude. Don't try to steal my show.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me block this guy.
Go away. We don't know who you are.
Get mute him. I should make Splinter Fox a thing. It's not letting me mute this guy. I don't know why.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah. It's weird that him and MJF have not, gone after each other yet, which is weird. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get there. But that's the whole thing with me with the absolute Ricky. He goes, I'm absolute. You're gonna see why I'm absolute. No. Tell me what absolute is.
But,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Other
like
people
start with that. But yeah. That's kind of where we were with that. As we keep going though, the brawl with Moxley and Paige continued on. Renee was with the Jericho Appreciation Society and Blackpool Combat Club. I listened to none of that, so you have to tell me if that was worth checking out or not.
No. And honestly, the only thing you missed was the fact that Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia are going to fight for that belt on Final Battle. Because that Daddy Magic, whoever the one guy who has the really thick accent, yeah, he annoys me. He talked a lot, and I'm like, just shut up, dude. You're fucking annoying me. So, that was it. But I love how all these interviews lately, they say, we've all agreed to no violence or no violence. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's stupid.
Yeah. Was the Samoa Joe and AR Fox match good? I didn't feel like it was worth watching because I knew Samoa Joe was going to win, and the story had nothing to do with AR Fox.
Which I thought was kind of dumb. Like, okay, you're saying he is all elite now, and you're going to throw him to Joe. There was one move where AR Fox was on the outside, and Joe was actually, gonna do a tope or something. AR Fox totally walked around that. It was great. It was great the way it was done. And you have to see that. I mean, I know it was posted on their Twitter and stuff, but it was great. I'm like, whoa. It was really nice to see that, it wasn't I'm no selling. This was I caught you. I know what you're trying to do. I caught you. And it was a great move. So I think AR Fox is one of these ones where if you're not familiar with what he is and what he does, it reminded me that he's very, very good at the flying. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people on that roster who can learn quite a bit, especially because he has a school that would come very in handy to a lot of people. Yeah. Top Flight, in particular. Private Party.
Wait a second. Death Triangle was on against the Elite in the main event?
Duh. Yeah. Hello, Beth of 7.
Huh. My channel ended with Jade Cargill's thing. I said, what a weird way to end the show.
What?
So I was like, well, that's that. And I turned it off because it was showing a different show after that.
Oh, that's weird.
I wonder if there was a longer episode and my little TiVo thing didn't catch it right.
Maybe.
Because I had no idea about the Elite thing at all.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm glad I wouldn't have watched it anyways.
Well, next week, guess what? They're not, you're not going to see it.
Good. I'm not watching it anyways.
Oh. They'll be back up for Winter's Coming.
Okay, good. Let's see. So then after that, Wardlow does his thing, and we're getting more Wardlow Joe, like we all thought.
Yeah, but again, another match that announced for Final Battle, but that one made me really confused because what title are they going after? Is Wardlow? Because it's Wardlow's world, and he wants what he had back. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. The Wardlow's title that he lost has nothing to do with Ring of Honor. So are you telling me you're going after something that you had, which you didn't? You didn't have the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Yeah. Joe is now the king of TV.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. But, yeah.
Oh, Kira says AEW went over by like 20 minutes, so Omega couldn't just shut up after his match. That's interesting. Tell me what you thought about the Hobbs thing. I thought it was kind of weird. I didn't quite get it myself. It seemed neat. I'm glad they're doing it, but it kind of, I don't know. Are we redoing him? Are we repackaging him in a way?
Kind of. And also, you're not from the hood.
Yeah,
so you don't understand. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I ain't street.
Okay, first of all, it said Oakland. That's not Oakland. Shout out EPA. East Palo Alto, because that was not Oakland. But anyways, if you're not understanding what it is they're packaging him for something big. We're not doing 3 shows in his home area without something happening for him that's going to be big. So we're building into this repackaging. So it was okay for him to take the pin now that I look at it, for that triple threat at Full Gear. Dumb, but I get it. Because he's going to come out looking like you're learning his story, and they're really going to use that story. Are they going to make him a face? I don't know, probably not. But he's going to be someone that I think they're building to make him important, because a lot of people feel that he's like the unassigned pillar, so to speak, because they love that word, using pillars. He's the future. A lot of them love him dearly, and this is how they're doing it. And I think that packaging him this way makes him more of a big deal. Now, should they have done that for, let's say, like a Ricky Starks? Probably, because then you'd understand what the absolute thing is. But now I think you're getting to know what, like, some of the fuel, that's that anger that's behind Hobbs. You're learning that a little bit, and things like that. Because, with the guys, we're like, okay, it was like big ups, total respect to the guy. They stopped their game of craps, and so that's where I think that's where they're defining him. When you do good shit like this, it's great. When you let people try to do it on their own, or you don't let them do that, that's when it fails. So that's where I think the absolute thing needs to really be driven home in a way. It needs to have those vignette kind of things. So, Will Hobbs.
I'm also having my last Friar Ale. It's the official San Diego Padres ale.
That is cool. That is badass.
Whenever I go to San Diego, I get so if you go to most cities have their ballpark local beer. Like there's a brewery usually in town that will make a brewery or beer that's only available in the stadium, but they'll sell it locally in cans. Oakland will probably eventually get one.
No.
So Blast made
this might not even have a team
for them.
In Oakland anymore.
Craft beer of the San Diego Padres, it says. So every time I go, I get a little bit of that. But
that looks really cool because San Francisco's had one. Theirs is Anchor. I think Anchor Brewery does theirs.
Kuro says the U.S. broadcast cut out right at 8:02, but in Canada kept going for a long ass promo. Spinner Fox says, let's just hope that they don't half-ass it or just push him, and then when they leave the West Coast, he's back in catering. That's my other concern with them is they're so start-stop with everybody, and they think that it's long-term storytelling to shelve someone.
No,
but we've been over this time and time again.
My thing is
even the big dummy Bishop from Terrible Wrestling Takes. He's even talked about it too, where just because it takes you a long time to tell a story doesn't mean it's a long-term story told. Like just because you took 4 months to tell a story doesn't mean it was a 4-month story. If you start and stop all the time, my concern is that they're going to do this quick build for Hobbs, do that pay-per-view there in San Francisco, and then afterwards, something else,
I don't know, because my thing is this. He's got 3 shows. Okay. One is the Afterthought, obviously, ROH. And then you've got, I don't know, does Tony understand? I always want to know, and this is where I really want you to come out and we can go to that media scrum and go, Tony Khan, WrestlingOnTheRocks.com. Question, do you realize that a lot of your fan base hates seeing the same shit over and over and over again? Why do you do that?
No, what I would ask him is I would be like, hey, do you watch Rampage or give a shit about it? Because the rest of us don't. And I feel like you taught us that.
Damn.
Well, let's keep it moving then. I'm happy they're doing something with Hobbs right now. And like you said, he's got a ton of people on behind him to support him. So I think that his future is very, very bright. I just still do not know what that future means. And I don't know. I guess their start-stop booking with so many people has me pretty jaded as far as being excited about seeing something a little different for somebody or seeing a push for somebody that we haven't seen it yet. I think that they do too much to cater to the emotions of the wrestlers. And that's probably an asshole thing to say, but I think that it's very, very often they're trying to book for the feel-good moment of the wrestler. So a wrestler can say, this feels really full circle. Oh, did you know I had a match here when I first did this thing? Or, oh, I wasn't here for this. What if I won it there? Like, I think, and I hate to say it in this way too, but when I think about Thunder Rosa winning the world championship, it wasn't at the pay-per-view. It was a week later because it was the year anniversary and the same location as the Lights Out match, which was very important to Thunder, right? So it felt like a feel-good moment for Thunder, but it felt like shortchanging a champion. And then I wonder how much of his booking is done in a way that shortchanges the product to give performers feel-good moments. And I don't know why, but I do believe that those two things are not always on the same page. We should, as fans, be so invested in the feel-good moments of the performers that it doesn't make the product suffer in any ways. But I feel like this is such a good example as a company that it still can affect the company negatively, even when we know, oh, this is a feel good moment for that person. Well, now everything we're seeing get set up. I go, are we just building towards a feel good moment for that person? You know what I mean? And so now I see Hobbs getting this little build, and I go, I hope they don't fuck him over at the end. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I feel like we've gotten.
Well, look at Eddie. You spend majority of the time making him look like a bitch, and then you give him these moments every once in a while. You throw him a bone.
Yeah.
And it's sad. But, I don't know. I mean, ultimately, if someone's not happy with it, they'll go. I.e., Joey Janela.
Yeah.
That wasn't what he signed up for. and I'm pretty sure
Cody.
A lot of people there that are there, they're not going to tell you that that's not what they signed up for. But you ought to know better. And some people luck out. So I thought, because like Jericho's kids, and I swear to God, I really kind of compare them to like, what's his face? Jerry Lewis, Jerry's kids. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jericho's kids. Yeah. It's like he always has people that are put with him that are like, it's like a charity case almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but I really kind of thought in a way, I thought, you know what? If it's true and, Jericho did, want Cabana and it was his kind of idea, if that's true, I would have thought, you know what? Maybe Jericho will push Stone Cold on a little bit more because he influences a lot of things or seems to.
Yeah, well, it's not happening though.
It's not happening. So that's where I'm kind of like, man, if you're not like somebody's like in somebody's little clique-ish thing, then you have nothing.
Let's see. I'm gonna hit this too. Yeah. Spinner Fox says, I think of Tony booking a show. I see him opening a file of old action figure fed booking stuff when he was a child. And I'm going to say that I wish that sounded like a goofy, funny thing to say. But he said on an interview, Tony said himself that a lot of his booking comes from the doing his reps, getting his reps in with his E-Fed. And he said his first show that he booked as a kid with his E-Fed was Dynamite. It was called Dynamite. And then when he decided to expand it years later into 2 different shows he was booking, the second one was called Rampage. Wouldn't you believe it? He literally thinks of the Rampage stuff as experience in booking, or his E-Fed stuff, not his Rampage stuff. He thinks of that in that light. So I absolutely believe that there's no reason he wouldn't say, well, this worked when I wrote it as I was 12. It should work now. Like, he even said that it was him and 2 buddies. So I was a part of an E-Fed when I was younger. I played X-Pac because we got to pick whatever wrestler we wanted to be. You could make your own or be one. I took on X-Pac. It was great, dude. I was cutting promos as X-Pac, typing it out, and I was like, make some noise, and fucking music hits, the whole thing. There was like 30, 40 of us. You know what I mean? And we all had to put in our promos and submit it. There was one dude who was the promoter who would read the promos, and whichever one he liked more for the story or whatever was the one who won that match. So you had to like cut a promo and go back and forth and basically get the one person who's basically the editor of it all saying that person won the promo battle, therefore he wins the match or something like that, you know? It was I believe it was AOL. It was an AOL forum chat room type deal, and we emailed back and forth, and it was the only one I was a part of. And there was a lot more that were a lot bigger, that were a lot more intense, but that was the basis of the one. But I wouldn't sit there and go, look, I've been cutting promos since I was a kid. Like, no, fucking, I can get my reps in. Yeah, it was a fantasy game, but I have no reason to believe that Tony doesn't think of it in very much like, yep, I've been booking shows. Kuro also says, yeah,
kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I think you have more experience booking those with the My GM and the 2K games. Kiro says, I'm just going to say this about the TBS champion, and this is a fair thing, and I don't think we're going to spend too much time on the TBS champion anyways. If you can train for 2 years with someone like Bryan Danielson and still be as green as that, you are 100% in the wrong industry. Pack it up and leave. Yeah, there was... I don't want to jump ahead because that's after the MJF thing, and that's what we have next is the MJF, but maybe we should talk about Jade for just a second. Her whole deal with Bow Wow is fucking weird, is it not?
Yeah.
Like, weird. Like, when I saw them interact, I went, oh, no. And then when I saw Bow Wow on the show, and he shows up on the screen, and everyone went, I went, who's that? And I was staring at him. I was like, who the fuck is that? And he goes... And then I see his shirt said Bow Wow, and then he said his name was Bow Wow, and I went, oh, no. And then he cut a lame promo, and then I just don't fucking know where we're going that's going to be worth it. Her promo was flat. She was saying the right kinds of things in kind of a flat way to say it, which was weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The way that she even said, if you put me standing next to anyone in that locker room, a casual fan would say that I'm the bigger star. And you're like, in my mind, I'm going, wait, what? Like, now you're talking about casual fans, which this company doesn't seem to believe they even have. And you're saying if someone watches the show, they might not think I'm a star. But if they don't watch the show and just look at me, they'll think I'm a star, which is a really weird thing to hang your hat on. I look like a bigger star than I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
no.
like,
No. It's funny to me because since I want to say 2017, I've had my own little Bow Wow in the Bay Area. Shout out to Lucian at Lucian D Light. Because he looks like Bow Wow, okay? Like now Bow Wow really looks like him. I'm like, holy shit. So I'm like, gotta push that feud there. But I know Bow Wow wants to wrestle. And if this is his way of getting to wrestle, then good on you. But bro, going through Jade Cargill, not a good thing. Because she barely knows what she's doing. She's had that belt way too long.
It's lose-lose.
It's
if
just
Bow Wow beats Jade in an actual match, what the fuck?
Oh,
and if Jade beats Bow Wow in an actual match, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is a lose-lose booking situation that he's basing purely off of. I have someone who looks like a star and someone who was famous for a while.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Also, RJ City online like
Danhausen. That might be better for him. How about setting up with Danhausen?
RJ City online made a comment about like I think it was Sean Ross Sapp tweeted something about the thing, and he said, "Tag me, you fucking pussy," or something like that. It was so funny because it was just like harsh out of nowhere, and I was like, RJ does not talk like that. It's crazy. And then the conversation involved Bow Wow, and David Arquette said, "Tag Bow Wow, you coward." And then RJ retweeted that and saw like, wow, you guys who peaked in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, really stand up for each other. I was like, fuck, RJ's going hard right now.
Bless RJ. Bless RJ. Bless RJ.
Sometimes I really love that guy. Other times I think he's overrated. So I don't know where to stand with him. Sometimes I'm like, he's not all that funny. And then other times I'm laughing really hard.
The guy is very funny. Yeah, I think the guy's very funny. But honestly, the whole Bow Wow thing, I just am like, oh my God, no. And then I was joking with a friend of mine. I said, oh my God, is that really Lucian? And they couldn't get Bow Wow, and that's really Lucian. And we were laughing. So, but shout out to him. That it's cool. I'm like, if we can revive your little, he's a little manager, and he and I. It's funny. I said, I want to manage because there's a couple people that I would love to manage somebody with another manager, kind of that manager battle. That's one of them right there. Everyone's like, oh shit. Yeah. Cause I've made him cry as a fan a couple of times. And that's hilarious. It's funny because everyone's like, oh, I'm like, oh, it's Bow Wow. And everyone's like, oh shit, she's gonna tear into him again and he's gonna cry. And he did one time and I felt bad. But I did feel bad, but then it was hilarious and I kept doing it. So, but yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Because I'd hit him up and I was like, dude, I said, are they using you? Are you doing some side work here, dude? Because yeah, but it's funny. So yeah, that's one of them. Like Vicky Guerrero would be another great one. That'd be a really fucking great one. She's my hero.
And I want to mention real quick, Ricky Starks got a really quick win over Ari Daivari, and I thought that was dope.
That was fucking Arya Daivari. Let me just say this. That guy, I feel for the guy. I just do. I'm like, couldn't cut it, in the E and,
Oh, yeah. He's had a tough go.
Yeah,
let's see. A couple things in the chat real quick. Spinner Fox says, Joey could have been amazing if he had time. The matches he had with Omega and Mox in the beginning were amazing. Also, all the video stuff he started doing right before he got with Sonny, the stuff he was cutting before he paired up with Sonny was fucking phenomenal. And I'm not saying the stuff with Sonny wasn't good. I wasn't as into it, but it never had chance to breathe. Yeah. So it could also have been it just didn't get the chance to win me over.
Yeah.
Spinner Fox also says, never mind. Like, do you remember the fucking Cody match with Sonny where everyone said that's a star-making match right there? Sonny's on the rise and everything, and I was like, or they just made Cody look weak for someone they're never going to show again. And one of us was right. See, this Spinner Fox says, he needs help in booking all that amazing minds around him, and he's not using them. It's a shame. Regal was wasted. Him going back to the Fed, good God, Spinner Fox, fucking proofread your shit. I'm already drunk, and like you want me to read this stuff. I know. I made you a mod. You can edit your stuff now. He goes, a good chance for him. I bet nobody was listening to him in the back of AEW. We're going to talk about that. He goes, I really hope Chris Statlander comes back and buries Jade. That could be cool.
That's the hope.
Because that could be really big. Ruby Soho's back now. Let's see. Have her get off TV for a while. Come back, hopefully better.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, someone who's gonna beat Jade is supposed to be a very big moment. I don't think it's going to play that way because all of us can see right through Jade every time. And everyone wants Jade to be better than she is, so we're all very forgiving. But yeah, I think that maybe a Statlander or a Ruby toppling her, but Ruby already lost to her. Maybe Statlander's the move. And maybe you just put Ruby on a different track.
Or do you do it with Saraya?
If Saraya goes for the TBS championship, that undermines Saraya.
You think?
Yep, because there's no convincing anybody that TBS championship is supposed to mean more than the World Heavyweight Championship or the Women's Championship. No matter how much you want to say they're equal footing, and Cody was constantly trying to push that shit, no one's buying it. It's named after the TV channel you're watching. It's not anything. And he says, I really don't see AEW around after Young Bucks contract is up in 2024. I really wonder if Kenny goes back to NJPW in 2023. His deal is up soon as well. I'm really curious to see what happens with their careers. I do think that Tony giving Punk the proverbial FU and the Bucks giving him the literal FU on TV actually wins them some favor in the idea that they may re-sign. But there was, during that whole thing, I was curious about if the Bucks would leave when their contract's up.
Well, I have a feeling, I think the Bucks are going to go back to New Japan.
They weren't liked in New Japan or wanted there. That's why the AEW happened.
Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily. That's literally what happened, is that they were undervalued in they believed they were undervalued in NJPW because
they were undervalued also at ROH. It was both.
Yes. Well, because they weren't as good as they thought they were. They believed they were undervalued. I don't believe they were. I believe they were properly valued. The Young Bucks felt like they should be the top main event match of every program, and they should be paid the same as the top people getting paid. And those companies didn't believe that to be true. That's why NJPW didn't work with AEW for the first 2 years.
Yeah, well, with Gaijin, it's a little different. Kenny was a little different.
Kenny was way different, and he was actually important to their bottom line.
Yeah.
The Bucks were never important. They were a comedy act. And they didn't see that about themselves. They thought they were the main attraction, and they weren't. And so that's why they left NJPW to begin with. I don't see them going back.
Some people they were. Though. Depends on who you ask.
Because the Young Buck fans loved them. The Japanese didn't give a shit about them.
No. Well, no. They gave a shit about Kenny.
Yes, so they gave every shit about Kenny.
Shit about the Bucks. But
yes, they were the consolation prize for getting Kenny. They kept the Young Bucks happy because they wanted Kenny.
Yeah.
Now, it's not the other way around, and they thought it was.
Now, but that's okay. You can have an ego when you're really good at what you do. Then you can have that ego.
If only they were really good at what they did.
Now, what I don't understand, I know, but what I don't get right now, FTR, okay. One would think, and they've had people who are the champs in the Global Tag League, and I don't understand why they didn't go. Why aren't they doing the Global Tag League right now?
I don't know.
Because it seems like they don't really go to Japan. They just hold the fucking belt, and that's it. And it kind of bothers me because I'm like, okay, we had to get shitty Osprey here because they're not going over there. But it's like, why do you even have it?
Yeah. Let's see. Also, Penfox thinks that they should just go to the E. He goes, they wanted to be there. Pieces are there. HBK has say. Owens is there. Good Brothers, Finn, AJ. Bloodline is hot. They could refresh the bloodline.
You could take
down. That Tony said you can't have them. That's probably true. Tony's been putting a kibosh on a lot of stuff that he thinks makes AEW look less cool. Let's talk about a couple things real fast. Ruby Soho's back. I'm really excited.
So am I.
I like her being back. I don't like her working with Tay.
No.
I don't think that needs to be revisited. I think you make that short and sweet. Give Ruby a quick victory over Tay and move on.
I can't wait to see Ruby versus Jamie Hayter. I need to be seeing me some Ruby and Saraya.
Ruby and Tony could be great. I'm excited about a lot of stuff. I want to see Ruby. Did we get Ruby and Thunder ever?
No.
I don't think we did. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So she's back. She looks happy. It's good.
She looked great.
She looked great. Her nose was broken, so I believe that while they were in there fixing the nose, they gave it a reshaping. So she looks a little different.
Like Britt Baker's, you could totally tell.
You could tell. It was immediate to me. I was like, oh, because it was super smoothed out. Like, I remember, because here's the thing is, one of the things I really liked about Ruby is she was so unconventional.
Yeah.
That she was so off the beaten path. She was the runaway, the punk rocker. She had like this big kind of bump in the middle of her nose. And I thought it was fucking cool. And that's gone now. And I was like, oh, she's traditionally pretty now, which is fine. But it was also to me kind of like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine. It's cool. Like, I think she's pretty either way, right? She's a good looking person. It's fine. But there was something about that unconventional look and that kind of raw look. And
she's still
it's just gone now. And her teeth were whitened and everything. And I was like, she's getting a little Hollywood for it. And I was like, all right, well, some of the charm's just not there, but she's awesome. And I'm still excited for her. And I think that who she is still there.
Yeah. But a lot of people do that. A lot of people go Hollywood. I know some people who have.
A lot of people do. I just didn't think she would, and she did.
Well,
so it's fine.
You know what? Same here. I'll say that too. Same here.
Yeah, it's fine, and I'm still a big fan. And I'm also a huge believer in anything that a person does to their body that makes them feel more confident is a thing that they should definitely do.
Yep.
I 100% back everyone in any kind of cosmetic, anything they want to do. They want to wear more makeup, great. They want to wear less, great. They want to put filler here, awesome. They don't want to do it there. They want a reduction, they want an enlargement, whatever it is that makes someone feels more confident in their own skin. I am 1,000% behind. Like, I just think people should feel good about themselves, and I don't care what they do to do that.
Just as I'm now giving up in the fact that Ricky Starks, I guess, likes to wrestle in trunks that his butt eats. So,
yep, that's a good thing for you.
I should like it. I don't, because it's distracting. But I mean,
And Spinner Fox says she's getting ready for the EM, calling it. She will end her wrestling time there. I honestly believe. God, I wish I didn't think the same as Splinter Fox here, but as soon as I saw her and I saw all that, so many thoughts went through my mind, and I was like, "Shit, she might be back in WWE in a year."
Oh yeah,
because everyone's back now, and the Riot Girls are all back. Look, they're not together. You don't have Liv and Sarah Logan. You got Mahala and Watch Me Live. You don't have the Riot Squad together, but there's a lot of story there and a lot of history there. And that's 3 programs you can put together real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I did think that, hey, maybe we get Ruby back in WWE. You got Triple H there. Triple H brought her into NXT. She'd floundered on the main roster. Was it her fault? Was it their fault? Was it whatever? But I do think that there's a really good chance that she finishes her career here and goes back. But I don't know. And we'll find out. Let's finish up this portion because I want to talk a little bit about NXT, and it's already gone on way too long because we spent most of the show talking about Colt. MJF's promo here. There's been a lot of bickering online about this promo. He's got a brand new title. He called the AEW World Championship a big piece of garbage and threw it in the garbage can. And then he says he's going to unveil the new Triple B, the big Burberry belt. He shows it, and it is hideous. And not typical Burberry hideous where it's tacky. It's just shittily done. It looks like a really poorly put together brown strap with a few little lines here and there. It came together like shit. Here's something else that we need to know. And I don't know if you saw it. I know by the time that I even had a chance to send it to you, it had already been deleted. Mm-hmm. PWTs posted online the creation of the Burberry belt. And it was literally an iron-on sticker for leather. They had a plain leather strap. They took an iron and ironed on a sticker. Whoops. Shit, that might have fucked up my audio. Ironed on a sticker onto that belt. And that's why all the color went away. That's why it looked like shit. That's why it doesn't look anything like the Burberry design. It looks like it was poorly made because it was poorly made. It was poorly made by a t-shirt company pretending they know how to make belts. Why the fuck didn't Tony go to any number of the actual leather working belt designers out there? Belts by Dan made like half of their belts. You think he couldn't have done a Burberry strap 1,000 times better than this piece of shit?
No one would want to touch it, first of all, because
copyright.
Hello. I don't know what's worse, the belt or some of the knockoffs he used to wear. Because he didn't have a real one until Chris Jericho gave him one. But
I don't know that he does have a real one because his MJF logo is on the one he wears now.
Okay.
I think it's just a better knockoff.
Here's story time about.
Can you customize it? Go ahead.
Oh, I know this. Okay. A valuable source has told me, and I've had many discussions about this with this person, that, yeah, they were always fake. Mm-hmm. Chris Jericho gave him a real one. And he was like, oh my God, a little excited because there was a real one. Never had a real one. Was using it at a show. Someone literally, it was an indie show. They tried to jack it. Uh-huh. And he was freaking out like, oh my God, somebody tried to steal my scarf. And then the person who told me, was like, why did you even use the real one, you moron?
Yeah, use the real one for TV
use the
only.
Fake ones, because the fakes he was using were pretty good, to the untrained eye. The trained eye would be, you could tell. Like, I remember when I first saw him do it, and I'm like, fucking Canal Street, fucking Burberry. What the fuck, dude? I mean, seriously, if you're gonna get a fake, get a good one. And I even told that to his face too. But yes, no. So now I don't believe he wears real ones anymore. He does for certain things, but knowing that
I thought the AEW made a mock version that he wears now.
yeah, they sell one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he wears that one.
He wears that one now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But before it was real fake Burberry. Now the trademarks for these kinds of things are probably a lot of money.
They're
A lot
crazy.
more than getting Kansas's, Wayward Son or Wild Thing by
Pissed
X
me off.
or Jane by
hated
Jefferson, Airplane. A
Mhm.
lot more. Okay. More money than probably he is ever willing to shell out. If he were to have a long title run, MJF, maybe that would have been something to purchase. But also, you have to realize that there's going to be fake belts made, things like that. And
But here's the problem. All the fake belts are going to look better than his actual belt.
I know,
because they're going to use the real print.
But I'm saying if Burberry had said you can make them out of our leather, because they
have a leather.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not bad.
Why? That'd be so fucking good if they did that.
But here's the thing, though. Okay, like I said, that's a lot of money, right?
So fucking what?
But I know. But if it's something short term, why would you pay all of that? Right?
Because you don't want to be the company that used a fucking iron on.
I know. But now here's the other thing too, okay? Is if that were to happen, right? You would see people going to, wherever, Santee Alley in LA, fucking Canal Street, wherever, Chinatown, to get fake Burberry bags and rip them apart to make a belt. And that's not what they want you to do, because they actually...
I don't give a fuck what they want. I give a fuck what it looks like. The $1 Million Man made a phony title with actual diamonds, and they showed him going to a jeweler to have it done.
Yeah.
AEW said, I made an actual Burberry belt, and it looked like such a piece of shit that you wouldn't even believe that the tacky design that Burberry uses would have ever been associated with it to begin with.
But I want to know the story, because if they had to make an iron-on, I'm sure they probably went to Burberry and said, look, they had to have. There's no way. Here's
the other deal. How are you going to go on TV and call it the big Burberry belt and have it look like that? Burberry should sue them.
They probably will.
They should sue them just for saying that.
They probably
Don't you
will.
put our name on something that fucking gross looking.
Yeah,
it's a goddamn stretched out turd like a Laffy Taffy.
I bet you they've already did a cease and desist with that. I
hope so. I fucking hope they did.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're probably not going to be hearing that word, because that is the first time he has ever said that word in regards to the scarf.
I have a feeling he said it right now this time like 3 times real quick, so he could say Triple B from now on without having to say it again.
Yep.
It's the Triple B. But if I'm Burberry, I sue them for saying Burberry and tell them they can't use Triple B either.
Yep.
Because I don't want my name associated with that fucking horrendous, shittily turd belt.
Now, why they didn't even just go buy fake bags and,
just buy fucking fake bags.
Yeah.
I don't, it's so stupid and looks
awful. If you look on Google, okay, and you type in like Louis Vuitton car seats or Gucci car seats, people make those leather things that are fake.
Oh yeah. I got a bunch right now. I just Googled it because you told me to.
Yeah, or you can just, buy real things.
And I've been to Canal Street a bunch, and I'll be honest, like you said, to the untrained eye, it looks just fine. Here's literally a Burberry car seat. So fucking funny. Oh, and I looked up the other one. That one came up. But
so
you're right, to the untrained eye, it looks fine because most of us are untrained in that. Because why would I notice?
Okay, so let's go there. Hi, Ricky Starks. I'm going to pick on you.
Pick on Ricky.
Look at his trunks that he was been wearing with the little chains.
The fake chains.
There's those little circle things, those little designs. That's fucking Louis Vuitton. Okay, anybody fucking knows that. That's fucking Louis Vuitton. So you're going to tell me if Ricky takes this belt, the BBB belt off of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and we get these things with these Louis Vuitton looking things, good God. Louis Vuitton,
happening.
and I know this for a fact because I've seen documentaries about this. that they're no joke. People go to jail for this shit. This is such a huge, it's big business, and you know, a lot of money out there. And I'm pretty
it's
sure
branding,
they're
right? You
all
can't just
doing
put
it.
an Apple logo on whatever you want and think Apple won't find out and get pissed.
Yeah.
Because
tell
they've
you.
built their reputation. Louis Vuitton's built a reputation. Burberry's built a reputation.
now-
And
Mhm.
you saying that this is a Burberry belt when it's clearly a piece of shit
Mhm.
undermines their reputation.
Mhm.
And PWT's posting online a video of them making a knockoff with an iron on.
That's why
Fuck
it
you
disappeared.
guys. What
That's
are you doing?
That's why it disappeared. Because I'm pretty sure somebody came knocking on their door in Chicago.
I could tell you why it disappeared, and it wasn't that yet. But I'll tell you,
What was your
someone
theory?
very notable made mention of it and brought it to the attention of people who then said, "Oh fuck."
Who's notable?
But
Who?
not someone I'm going to shout out, but I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
But
I told you,
ridiculous.
business.
Ridiculous that they would do that. Like, you're making yourself look like bush league pieces of shit already.
Well,
like,
Tony
what
Khan.
the fuck?
I guess
Here's
you
how we
don't
made our
really-
knockoff.
Well, here's my thing.
God.
I guess Tony Khan really doesn't have all that money he claims to have.
A, he doesn't have all that money he claims
That's
to
his
have.
father's,
And
but then
B,
his father, you know, that's
Yes.
embarrassing. If I was his father, I'd have been all, what? You could have borrowed some money from me, bro.
here's the other deal. Fuck you, PWTs. Why'd you post that shit? They should be signing
don't
NDAs.
know.
They should be fucking, hey, we're going to have you make us a knockoff, but don't tell everyone we
Splinter
had
Fox.
you make a knockoff.
Splinter Fox, is Colt still streaming? Because maybe we should go over there and March should ask him.
I'm not going to
Or
ask
you could
Colt.
go out.
Oh, Colt, maybe Colt made it.
Colt's not stupid.
Can you imagine they ask him? He's like, what the fuck? No.
No. He's not stupid.
All right.
Although
Well,
he does have the Coca-Cola logo, but you can get that font online.
yeah, that font is just out there. Do you so apart from the disgusting belt that looked like awful shit, there was a really long drawn out promo in the typical, MJF style of talking.
Mhm.
Here's the thing, guys. If you want to know
Yeah.
what I think, the way he fucking talks, and it went on for like 6.5 hours. And then he turned heel about punching Regal in the back of the head with his ring, which is also interesting because Regal turned heel for joining MJF. So they're both heels. So then MJF turned heel by backstabbing Regal, who was also a heel that they booed on the way out. And for a heel, Regal got heat when he came out getting booed. MJF got cheered when he came out, and then he punched the guy they booed, and then they booed him punching the guy they booed. The crowd doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
No.
But it does sound like, and Splinter Fox is saying Regal's out the door, it does sound like, if you believe the rumor and innuendo, as they say,
Mhm.
that Regal's contract is up and he's going back to work with Triple H because he knows professionalism when he sees it. And wants to work for a real company and has decided he'll go back to doing that now that he's had fun on the indies playing with children. I think that it is telling, though, for someone to be released by WWE and in a short year come right back strictly because he was offered a chance to come back. Like, that's really the only difference, is he was offered a chance to come back. Like, how bad is it that in a year they couldn't make him think, no, I should really stay here? It was all like, what? Oh, I can go back? Yeah, I'm going right now. No, I'm done. Like, there's no negotiation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if in 1 year's time a company can't convince you to maybe stay, that's a problem. Because 1 year is not very long. That's still the honeymoon phase of a job. So if the best they have to offer in a year is not enough for you to even reconsider, that's crazy. Now, I will say that Regal and Triple H, clearly, they love each other a lot. They've always talked very highly of each other. So it could also just be like, hey, I'll always work for that guy.
Yeah.
Spinner Fox says his promo was a cop-out of all the IWC comments. It was lazy and lame. Yes, which also made me believe MJF listens to the product. Thank you, MJF. he's a fan of the show, Drinking Buddy, MJF, because he said a lot of the criticisms that I've been saying specifically, very nice. Thank you, MJF. He said it was so obvious he was going to attack Regal, which I agree with. It was way obvious. And says, really, Vince really let so much great people go. What happens if Vince comes back? So scary to think that he's not coming back. He's fine.
No.
But I said a lot of things there, Amanda. What did you think of this 4.5 hour long promo? You know, the way that MJF cuts his promos, giving us no additional data, no explanation on why he turned babyface, why he went heel, why he used the Nux, what he thought of that. It was so. What did you think?
First of all, that shit was a hot mess. Hot mess. 4 things stood out to me.
Yeah.
Number 1, Regal's going back.
Regal's going back.
Regal's going back.
We like to Regal. We like to Regal.
Yep, that's going on. Number 2 of this is, as much as people love MJF,
and they do,
I really don't think they love him as much as they think that we all think that they do and whatnot. That's number 2 that I got out of that. Because how do you go from you boo the one guy, then Max, yay, and then you're booing him.
Yeah, they cheered him so loud when he came out.
Exactly. It's like,
I was like, best heel in the business, am I right? He could learn something from Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
That guy gets real heat.
Yeah. Well,
he beat up his dad on Thanksgiving and put it online.
I know, but also, I mean,
He put up the Christmas tree before November was over. He had it coming. Look, I like Rey Mysterio, but what the fuck are you doing, dude?
You know what? Mexicans love themselves some Christmas, okay? All right? It's all about tamales. Hearing fucking that Jose Feliciano saying Feliz Navidad, okay?
I wish I could discount that in any way, but I cannot. You missed it, producer lady. When I said that about Rey Mysterio, MsAmandaJayne said, Mexicans love themselves some Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't bring the Christmas tree down till like April.
See?
Because she loves Christmas.
And okay, look at Harold and Kumar, the Christmas
story one, checks out.
Okay. Fucking Danny Trujillo, that family, you cannot tell me that that's not real.
I wish.
That happens, dude. That happens.
Use your fart gun. Use your fart gun.
Mm-hmm.
She's yelling at me about a potential fart that did not happen. Keep going.
Okay. Well, but yeah, no. Look at, like I said, Harold and Kumar, okay?
Yep.
The Christmas thing. Danny Trujillo. You know Danny Trujillo's like that in his damn household.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Those trees are up probably October 31st.
They keep them up. They love their lights, okay?
Here's the deal, is when the Christmas or when the Halloween decorations have to come down, you're already in the decorations area of the house. That means Christmas decorations are coming out.
Brought a fucking baby Jesus, half a nativity scene. You're all good. It's good. But it's really all about the tamales. Let's go there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got pots of them going.
Pizzoli, tamales, you got it.
Yep. And then if you don't make them, your neighbor does, or someone who's really good and they're so good that you will pay for them and claim them that your own. But
as far as this promo goes, though, Spinfox does say, I don't think Triple H wants MJF now that he's shitting the bed, his so-called bidding war of 2024. I do think 2 things. One is I do think that Triple H does not give a shit what MJF is doing on TV right now, because he knows that if you sign with WWE, he will control you to a degree, right? He's no longer, you're not a puppet, right? But he knows how to move into people's strengths, how to work with writers. He knows there's an infrastructure here to protect MJF from shitting the bed.
Okay.
But I also think that if MJF's not careful, he might talk himself into being undercut because of humbling an ego. I do think there's a very real business sense of, if we don't pull in the reins in negotiation, this kid's going to think he owns the store. So I do think that there's a good possibility he talks himself so high, saying there's going to be bidding war, where AEW is offering me this. Okay, cool. We'll offer you like 75% of that and the opportunity to work with the biggest company in the world. And this bidding war might become a lot less of what but maybe he's also anticipating taking 75% of whatever Tony says. I don't know. MJF has big ideas, big plans. He's not dumb. So I'd be curious. I wish I could know those kinds of numbers because it'll be years and years and years before Conrad Thompson's able to get that out of MJF. But Spin Fox says, check this out. Regal is going back to WWE to get ready for MJF. I'm calling it, sort of. Dude, I was saying that before. I said that like a couple episode ones ago that imagine Regal goes back. They set up a whole thing. I don't know the story. Probably Cody doing something. Regal's being a dick about something and said, you know what? I got just the guy for you. And then boom, wouldn't you know it? The actual Burberry confetti comes down, made by Burberry themselves and not an iron-on sheet company. Sprinkles down. Here comes MJF and says, fuck you, Cody. I kicked you in the balls once. I got your balls on the toe of my shoe. I will kick you in the balls again. Squish your balls like little balls.
That's too many balls.
She doesn't like it.
I'm a little kind of, whoa, that's a lot of balls.
Yeah, but you're here for the dude butts. I'm here for the ball kicks.
Yeah, you hate Miz.
I do not like the Miz, no. He's got tiny balls. If he had bigger balls, I'd like him.
Well, that was number 3 that made it clear to me that he's either talking himself out of big money.
Yep.
But also on that same vein, a lot of these young guys have this really huge, from Guevara to him, Ocean Spray, a lot of these younger guys have that mentality of, my shit doesn't stink. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I'm a GOAT. Blah, blah, blah. Britt Baker, all these people. So it's kind of like, yeah, so what have you done to back it up? And can you say, honestly, can you name a memorable match of MJF's? I can't. Same with like Ocean Spray, Guevara, Britt Baker. You can't, Yeah. But if you, even to a certain extent, Phil, I can't go back and say, what was a great Phil Brooks match? Oh, fucking no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Now, if you were to say to me, hey, what was a great Kenny Omega match? Yeah, I could probably tell you one that I think was a great match.
The only ones that come to mind that like wowed me with Omega were a couple. There was the Okada series.
The Okada ones.
Yeah, I watched those with old friend of the show, Hollywood Dork Chop.
Mm-hmm.
They were great.
Yeah, I think the Okada ones definitely, and then actually, I think the first one is like with him and Kota Ibushi, the Golden Lovers, and watching that story build. I think that was great. I could tell you what I thought the best match I've ever seen of the Young Bucks is, or the best match I would say is the Young Bucks. And I'd probably say that it was the Young Bucks versus, it was one of the Briscoe matches in ROH. I thought was fucking excellent.
I could see that. But if you asked me to pick my favorite Young Bucks match, it would be like asking me to find the prettiest turd in the litter box.
Okay. That's fair. Now, if you were to tell me, hey, Amanda, what's your favorite? I don't know, because only we talked about him 10 million times today. Colt Cabana match, and I'd say, funny you should say that. And I have two. Number one is from ROH. It's this Iron Man match she did with Jay Lethal. It wasn't on it wasn't on a pay-per-view. It just was on one of these random shows that was in Atlanta at Center Stage that they had taped. The production quality was not that great, but that was one fucking hell of a match. Yeah. Right there. I'd say that.
And for the record, no one asked, but yeah, keep going.
Well, I just said that because we mentioned his name a million times, I just wanted that clicker to go back up again.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, but yeah, see, there you go.
What was the second one?
And then the second one, I will say, was he had this match in Japan, and it was the one that he actually did with it was in when he I think it was the G1 he did that it was him versus Yano. And this was like maybe the third one that they've done, but that one in Japan was just stellar. That it was just really stellar.
Yeah.
But that's if you like comedy, Colt Cabana.
Okay.
That probably tied with, I'd say, him versus Kikataru in at AEW. That was a good one too.
I would have found something in NWA. I liked his work in NWA, but
but because he was more serious, Colt Cabana.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, that's why you'd love that Jay Lethal match. Yeah,
could be.
Marty Scurll, hands down. I could tell you what that one was.
Anything else on the MJF promo or the Regal turn?
And then the fourth one, is the way he kind of. It was very interesting about Ricky Starks because obviously we know that that's his next opponent. It was very,
probably
dry. In a way. Oh, Ricky thinks he's super. I'm like, you're probably not going to be keeping that belt. And especially when I thought about it, the Burberry thing, the way he kind of like just with Ricky, it's like he didn't dig into him. Like he normally digs into people.
Yeah,
right?
Because he's going to be an afterthought. He's going to take him to his limit and it's going to be fucking nothing. He's the first one to get steamrolled by MJF. MJF's holding that title for a while.
I don't know.
They wouldn't do that to a character as big as MJF. It's the biggest character they have.
Yeah, I know, but it's giving him some humble pie. Okay? Because it would be more interesting to have him first defense out, loses it. Because it's not that great. Okay? It would be good TV. It would be a very good storyline. You know? Too cocky for his own fucking good.
I don't see a champion Ricky Starks being able to carry his show.
Not letting people know what Absolute is, what that means to
Not
him.
where he stands right now.
No.
But and I think that I'm not saying he couldn't step up into it, but if I'm running a company right now and I have both those guys on my roster, I'm not giving the world title to Ricky over MJF because MJF can carry the show. Whether I think he's killing it in every single aspect or not is irrelevant. The crowd is going to respond to him more consistently than Ricky right now. Ricky's still finding his footing in a lot of ways.
Yeah, well, that or somehow the first one that'll get steamrolled some weird way would be Ethan Page.
Ethan Page will be knocked out. I think Ricky. Who was the other? There's another number one contender type guy. Tony Fox says Brian versus MJF is coming up because he's best in the world. But there's someone else I thought of that they were also kind of gearing up for MJF to take down, and I can't remember off the top of my head.
No, unless you're thinking Hangman.
Maybe. I think Hangman and Eddie Kingston. I could see that. Malachi Black. Tony Fox says. I think you would hold off on Page because I think with Page, I think you can actually build towards a thing where people want Page to win again, and MJF could like thwart them, and then they can have a best of three. Really,
Colt Cabana would be great. It's like father and son.
So fucking stupid.
Whatever. Watch it happens.
It's not happening.
Watch it happen. Ricky Stark won the damn freaking Eliminator tournament. Little engine that could with the big caboose.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people saying that they felt like this was one of the worst MJF promos they'd seen in a long time.
Yep, it was pretty bad.
I kind of agree only to the degree that it was not very good, but I also felt like his last several were similar vein. This was just much longer. And so I wonder if the idea is just he overstayed his welcome this time, where most of the time he knows when to cut out, right? Like this one, maybe he didn't just stop at a certain point. Like, because I didn't feel like it was all that different than most of his promos. It was a lot of, let me tell you guys, like the way he always says this shit. And it sounds super scripted, and you can tell he's never off script. And then the moment he goes off script, his tone is slightly different as he says something and he gets back on script and you can hear his tone change again. And I just feel like he just overstayed his welcome in his promo. It was just too long without accomplishing anything, because I think they thought they were fooling people into thinking that MJF would not turn on Regal, but it had been telegraphed so far. Like everything else they do, they telegraph it so much that they go, and then that's when the swerve happens. And you go, no, you foreshadowed so much. It's not the swerve, it's the anticipation. There's a difference, right? You're not surprised, you're waiting for it. And now here it is. Now is your moment to respond. Here's where the light blinks applause. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of MJF stuff feels like. And this was just way too long, I think. Because I think if he'd done half of this, people would have been like, amazing. And it'd been the same.
Reminds me of sitcoms that have audiences versus not.
Yeah. Yep. This is a studio audience for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, let's get clapping. Cameras are coming through. Cheer.
No audience because you're at home laughing.
Yeah, versus a Broadway audience that's responding to what you do on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Spin Fox says he's champion now, so now all eyes on him. Good thing or bad thing, we will see what he's made of. MJF turns on everybody he uses. Everybody throw a curveball once in a while. Yeah, like, I mean, maybe if he just partner with somebody for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say about AEW, though. Do you have anything else to say about the MJF stuff, William Regal stuff?
No, but I'm really serious. I really think that maybe this thing, it's like he's gotten too cocky for his own good, and he's going to be the one that loses it right away. I think that might happen.
I really don't, but it could happen. We'll see.
We'll
see.
And if it happens, well, I've proven him wrong a couple of times.
Here's the deal. If you're right, you heard it here first. And if you're wrong, you heard it here first. So
yep. Either way,
we win.
So I'll have a 100% track record.
100%. We did
it.
100%. There's only a couple things I want to talk about in NXT. So we're going to talk a little bit about NXT.
Yeah.
I thought, so I want to talk about, a couple things. Dijak is back. He's no longer Dominic Dijakovic. He's no longer T-Bar. He is Dijak. He comes out. He beats the shit out of Dante Chen, which I hate. Dante Chen is so fucking good.
Yeah, I know.
But now he's officially Dijak. His logo is his self. He's dressed like a Matrix.
Third eye. With the third eye. He's back to that again.
Oh, God.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see that. I thought it was a weird line in the drawing.
No, it's a third eye.
Yeah.
That's where, like, when he was in Ring of Honor, that was his big thing, was he had a third eye.
Yeah, so did Velveteen Dream.
Well, what did Velveteen? I think I've erased him from my memory. But
sure.
Okay. All right.
That was his thing as well. But either way, you have Dijak now. Let me see. Indy's not in the match. I'm pissed. I turned off the show. I gave it a shot. I'm done until Indy gets a title shot. She's in the triple threat. There's a triple threat wild card match this week. Determine who goes in the thing. We're going to talk about that. So here's the thing about Dijak that got me, that was funny to me, was he tweeted out to Elon Musk, like tweeted at Elon, that he wanted to change his name from T-Bar because he said there's nothing in this world I want to be less than T-Bar, for fuck's sake. Like, he was cursing about it. He was upset about it. He hates being T-Bar more than anything in the fucking world. And then he comes out here dressed like a Matrix T-Bar and cuts a very T-Bar promo about the revolution and about, how did he word it? Where is it? The retribution he's going to be getting on people. It was all the shit with the same voice he cut as T-Bar, but not the voice he used as Dominic Dijakovic. So I was kind of like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was so splintered. He's dyed his beard. He's dyed his hair. I think he may have gotten hair plugs. It was just, he comes off weird and phony in a way where I just thought you would just kind of repackage him a little bit and keep him on the main roster. But when he showed up in NXT, I was like, why would you do this? This guy doesn't need more work. And the second he showed up, I went, oh, he needs a ton more work. Like, it felt like a massive regression to me. Am I way off?
No, but I think with him, and correct me if I am wrong, I don't know. I was a little confused because it's like, okay, you're going back to what I thought you were before you even got over here. Okay. And that was kind of like, okay, all right, what are they trying to do with this guy? I don't get it. And then I sat back and I'm like, okay, I still don't understand what they're doing with this guy, but that's okay. But I don't know. It's weird. But when he did come out, I was like, why is he looking like a really big ass Matt Cardona?
Mm-hmm.
That's
I thought he looked like a bootleg EC3.
No, it was more Matt Cardona to me than EC3.
Matt Cardona cuts more compelling promos.
I know, but his look, not what was coming out of his mouth.
You don't think this is a little CYN?
It was a little CYN, but also too, I've never thought that Dijak was a very good speaker.
No, I thought he was better than this. It felt,
yeah.
But
you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I just thought it was kind of funny to me that he was like, "There's nothing in the world I want to be less than T-Bar," and then he cut like the most T-Bar promo I've heard him cut ever.
Yeah,
and I was like, "This is funny."
Yeah. It was like crickets, you know.
Overall, though, there was a lot of really good matches. Roxanne versus Indy was really good.
Yes, I enjoyed that.
Waller and Duke Hudson. Did you watch that? I watched very little of it. Duke Hudson is really jumping off a cliff here for me, as far as my interest goes.
Duke Hudson, I really honestly, I mean, because I don't like Chase University, so I think I've kind of like written him off completely.
Yeah, he was doing a Hulk Hogan thing. He was doing, they called it duking up, and he was doing the Hogan shaking of the fist and the no. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, although Fallon Henley versus Kiana James, I liked. Axiom and Javier. I'm not really into the Javier character, but I don't know.
Yeah, the big hobby thing is weird. And then his tensions that he's having, again, weird. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah. McDonough and Julius Creed was sick. Wagner, Malik Blade, I thought was all right.
I just hate Robert Stone. That's just what kills me about Von Wagner every time.
For sure.
I turn away. Yeah, I shouldn't, but
yeah,
I do.
But I thought Fallon and Kiana were coming along really strong, especially for two women who haven't had a ton of time in the ring. It was a little hard for me to tell who was carrying who in this match. They actually felt pretty dope. Spinner Fox says Indy was too OP for Roxanne, or I'm trying to think. And he said Kiana James is bootleg Stacy Keibler. Kinda, yeah. I'm not feeling the gimmick. Like it's a fine look, but as far as like this weird business lady thing, like it's a little too cartoonishy gimmicky to me. That I'm fine without them doing the Kiana James gimmick. I think that maybe they refine it a little bit and it becomes something else, but as it stands, yeah, it's whatever. What did you think of the through story of the WWE Hall of Famers in a round table? You had X-Pac, Road Dogg, Molly Holly, Alundra Blaze, with Shawn Michaels at the head of the table discussing talent on why they thought they should be and shouldn't be in the match.
Well, first thing I thought was, Marsh didn't tell me he's producing for WWE.
I was like 50% of this table I've produced.
Yeah, you were 50% of that table. So that's why it kind of shocked me. And I was like, holy shit. So once I got over that, I was like, it was very interesting. Part of it, I wonder, and I know you, I'm curious if you will ask, was a lot of this was this written, or was this actually people's honest opinions?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say about that.
Okay, well,
but I will say that there were several takes. It was pre-taped.
Okay.
But I thought going into the segment in general, I felt like it was going to be a really short segment, like a 1 segment kind of a deal where they kind of come up with a list and say, this is who we got and that's why.
Mhm.
And I was actually really happy with how they did it, being multiple segments long, the back and
Yeah.
forth. Sprinter Fox says that Road Dogg was trying to be funny too much and picking on X-Pac. But I also felt like that was a lot of their own chemistry. I felt like a lot of their chemistry between each other came across.
Mhm.
I thought it came off a lot more off the cuff than it turned out to be. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I don't know. It was a cool idea, but and also it's like, well, I'm sure none of that really counted toward anything. But
Yeah, I don't know that they actually walked in there with like, hey, here's who we think should be in the match, and they actually made, arguments for it.
yeah.
But I do think that the thought of how it came across like people actually discussing it.
Mhm.
Like, I was a lot more entertained by their segments than I expected to be. I even tweeted out that it was my favorite podcast of the week because part of it came across to me like legends giving actual opinions on these talent in there. You know what I mean? Like even Molly Holly saying that some of them got bad attitudes and stuff. I got such a kick out of.
Mhm. Yeah.
What was your takeaway from these segments?
You know what? It gave an interesting perspective. Like I said, I just really wanted to know what was what was was it all scripted or was there actually some actual opinion in it, But
I think there was very little ad lib, but I also don't think that anybody said anything that they didn't really believe either.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Yeah, because that's what I was wondering from that perspective.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see. Spinner Fox says, I still think Knox should have been a mystery till the match and have her win it and face Mandy. Have her win the belt so Mandy and Toxic can make the move to the main roster. Well, I mean, Knox obviously isn't in it. I think Knox could go straight to the main roster, but they do have a couple of like triple threat matches to figure out the wild card.
Mhm.
Wendy Chu and Indy and Fallon are in one match for the women's,
Mhm.
and the men. I don't know off the top of my head. I only have the women's one pulled up, but there's a triple threat for them too.
Yeah, there. I want to say it was nobody I was really interested in.
Oh my god. The WWE website, the first thing they have up there is the women's link, and like for the men's link, it's buried in here somewhere.
Because they don't know, it's shitty people that no one cares about.
I guess. I mean, I think the people they put in there was pretty fucking cool. I thought it was pretty good matches coming up. And then I guess on Tuesday we'll find out who the 5th member is, and then that Saturday they're gonna do it, and it goes head to head against Ring of Honor. So Turner Fox says, where is she? You would think Knox would have been signed already. Triple H loves her, kind of groomed her to be the future. Was the injury to the knee a deal breaker? I wonder about that because, they fought through several knee injuries with her and she's popped up nowhere, which makes me really curious as to what are we actually going to be looking at here, Yeah, is she able to wrestle? Does she just not want to do it anymore? I mean, even Mia Yim had said that before she got the call back that she thought she might never want to wrestle again. So I don't know. And then, here's the wild card one for the men. Let's see. Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, Joe Gacy, JD McDowell revealed as the first. Triple threat will determine the 5th. Oh, they don't even list those ones. All right. Well, I don't know who's going to be in the triple threat for the next one. We'll find out.
It's probably going to be, this is my prediction on that. You're probably going to have frickin' Von Wagner. You'll have
I think Tony D.
Tony
D'Angelo's about will be back.
And then probably Dijak.
I could see Dijak weaseling his way in, yeah.
Especially with that promo with Tony D.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and Tony D did say he's coming back next week, so
yeah,
we'll see what
that makes sense.
So
that's why nobody cares, because you have Von Wagner in there, and fucking everyone doesn't like. No one wants to fucking see Von Wagner because he brings fucking Robert Stone with him. So I'm already disinterested.
that was one of my favorite things about the back and forth that the Hall of Famers had. Was one of them said, or both Road Dogg and I think Xbox said, like, the fans don't really give this guy a chance, and they're like, he's better than the fans think he is. Like, they were trying so hard to be like, you guys are wrong. He's not shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Let's see. Spinner Fox says, wait, did they kill off Eric Young in Impact? So is he going back to WWE? I don't know. Did they do that? Did
I don't
Eric
know.
Young get killed?
I don't know.
I have no idea about any of that.
I don't
like
know
Eric Young
either.
I like him a lot. He never got a fair shake.
Nope.
So
I like Eric Young.
yeah. But anything else? Anything else you want to talk about, or are you ready to do last call?
I'm ready to do last call. I was hoping that Colt would end and come raid us, but wishful thinking.
Yeah. I'll let you know if we end up going to the AAA. I think we're going to go and see what we can get for I think we're going to show up with like $50 and say, what's the best 2 tickets we can get? Maybe 60 and say, we got $60. What's the best you can do for us? And then wherever they sit us, they sit us. And I'm hoping to get a picture with Sam Adonis. Blue Demon Jr. is going to be there.
Well,
Psycho Clown's going to be there.
Roy know so he can tell Sam.
I'll let Roy know that I'm there, but I mean, if Roy's not going to be there, I don't know that he's going to be able to like fish me around. You know what I mean?
No.
Should I wear a Rey Mysterio mask or an El Generico mask?
You?
Yes.
El Generico.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Of course, duh. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Do
you think they'll get it in AAA?
I mean, he's got his orphanage in Tijuana, I mean, a lot of
That's a good point.
People in Mexico, he is a beloved person because of his orphanage. So, I don't know what else to tell you.
That's a really good point.
I don't
really
know.
Good point.
And then you'll see Flip. If you do see Flipper,
that's true. Yeah. Flip was the only guy who didn't sign my NWA term pad. And dude, I was looking at it the other day because I was posting some pictures of some autographs. Mm-hmm. Remember I told you how they signed him with those shitty pens that don't absorb?
Mm-hmm.
Over half of the autographs are unreadable now. They've just worn off.
Oh my God.
And they're not doing anything. They're not moving. They're in a frame. And they're just gone. So if you didn't sign it in like the black Sharpie pen, it's pretty much gone.
Wow.
Air conditioned. I let it sit out before I even framed it. I let it sit out for almost a month. It was 2 weeks before I shipped it. Because remember, I was in Georgia for those 2 weeks.
It was shitty.
Yeah. It was a really poorly put together thing. But
yeah, it was
still my cool piece that I have up. And you know what? I was there and it was there. And I've got my shitty Zicky Starks signature where the pen exploded all over the fucking poster.
You mean Zicky Dice or Ricky Starks?
Zicky Dice. He fucked up my poster because
you called him Zicky Starks.
I call him Zicky Starks?
Yes.
That's pretty funny. They'd make a good team.
No.
Yeah. Absolute Zicky.
No, thank you.
Well, I've had more than one drink. Splinter Fox says, El Generico, I hope he's enjoying his island somewhere. That's true.
He's not on an island. He's in Tijuana. Okay.
Yeah, Tijuana's an island.
No, it's not.
That's how American borders work. Anything below the border is an island.
What?
Yeah, America. That's the end. We cut you off.
Okay.
Mexico is also an island.
Okay.
If it's below the American border, nothing. Water.
Okay.
America or nothing. USA, USA, USA.
Okay.
We're all wrestling fans here. We get it.
When people say the island and they're talking about wrestling, it's Puerto Rico. Okay. Yes. I know. That's why I was like confused.
Or Japan.
No, but they don't call it an island.
Japan's an island for sure.
It is an island, yes, but they don't call it an island.
Also Australia, island.
I'll argue that one. That one's kind of big.
This has been my TED Talk.
Damn. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is this is if you're like a young child, not a young child, but a school age like junior high and up child, this is not a good geography lesson. And I almost said geology. Good God.
Yep. This
Yeah.
has been a good
Don't look
geology
at us
lesson.
for
Yeah.
don't look at us for math advice, geography, whatever.
Math, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Same,
But if you want to
same.
know like adult things like what's the best beverage to experiment with drinking, yeah, we could probably answer that. Probably. Yeah. Will we? I don't know.
Spinnerflux just threw a big curveball in the chat. Are you going to do the Wrestling on the Rocks End of the Year awards? He's asking about the boozies. We've done the boozies every year. We have to. I didn't even think about it till right now. It's December 1st. I didn't think about the boozies.
Good God, you're right. Oh my Lord.
I'm going to need a new graphic and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
So like
get the boozies together.
Are we like it'd be great. Would be is you and me, are we gonna have like a special guest here and there, like a brother in time named Justin?
Yeah, we can do the In Time Bros. We could do
I don't know about Bishop.
We could have people. We could do a big old one where we just get everybody who's been on the show. Just give them a link and be like, hey, come through and say who your fave is. Devoid podcast. I don't even know if they're still doing shit anymore, but they did an awards, like a half-year awards, and they asked a bunch of people to send in like a 30-second clip of people like introducing awards and saying who they would pick, and then they did theirs. And so I did like a little video for one of theirs. We could do something like that. Just ask people to put together a real quick, hey, this next award is this one. This is who I would pick, and then go from there. I don't know. We could do some stuff.
Yeah, you could maybe even get people to
maybe. That'd be
funny. I was gonna say you could even have you might even be able to get some wrestlers to go, hey, so
it'd be funny to get wrestlers to go up and be like, I'm not doing this, and hang up, kind of a deal. So it's a whole bunch of like, thanks for introducing this next award, and like they didn't do it.
You want me to do what?
Yeah.
Like I can see that. You want me to what?
Yeah, it's like a selfie video. Yeah, I'll do it. Was it what? For what? For who? Fuck them. I'm not doing that for them. And it just clicks. You go, thanks, man. Yeah, the next boozy award.
Okay. And here's one more click. You'll get Colt and he'll be all, fuck, Amanda wants me to do it. I better do it. She's going to hate me.
I really don't want to do this.
I really don't want to do this. She's going to hate me. She's going to go on Twitter and tell everyone that she hates me. She's not my fan anymore.
Yeah. Spinnerfox asked if he would join. If you want to be the MC, Splinterfox, I'll let you be MC for the show.
But you have to be able to type, because then if not, Marsh is going to get really pissed.
No.
And then he'll tell you, well, you're a mod now. You should be able to edit your shit.
You are alive. But there is one other thing that happened on NXT that producer lady just came out to yell about because she's super excited.
Axiom?
Effie Valkyrie is now been repackaged as Lyra Valkyra. Because she says it different in the video. Valkyra. Yeah. Lyra Valkyra. So she's going to be making her impact soon. She's had the feathers. There was a feather on the thing. She, in NXT UK, was fucking phenomenal. She was one of the ones that I watched, and even her entrance made me go, she's a total package already. The match came together. And I remember seeing just a couple matches of hers because I think she had an injury and was out, and then the company folded. She was very, very impressive in a lot of ways. I did a little fan art. I don't believe she interacted with it, so we're bitter.
Years ago she did, but this time she didn't. But I think years ago she did.
With my fan art?
Yeah.
I don't think she. Oh, maybe the very first one.
Yeah, I felt like she did.
Yeah, but
NXT UK lady,
yeah, the UK crew is showing up and showing out. She's a really good one to hold on to. She's one that's going to be good.
Yeah.
The other one I'm surprised is that it doesn't seem like they held on to was the French Hope. The French girl, she was like 18. She was really good. And she had a really compelling story. So I don't know why they didn't hold on to her, but Xia Brookside was something special. Robbie Brookside's daughter. So, but they kept who they kept and they didn't. But yeah, Lyra Valkyrie is going to be sick. It's going to be awesome. So I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Oh, and then this match was in here too. The Toxic Attraction versus Nikita Lyons, Katana Chance, and Caden Carter. People were talking about Nikita trying to do that spinning kick and then falling.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like working the knee. It made sense to me. I don't know why everyone was mocking it.
I know. That's what the first thing I thought was, it's the knee.
Yeah. The knee gave out. And then Vic said, oh, her knee gave out. And then on commentary, they're like, oh, man, how much does that suck to go for a spinning heel kick and your knee gives out? Like, they really sold the knee was a problem. And everyone went like, oh, my God, look at how she botched that.
No, like, it was her knee, dumbass.
So weird.
I will also say this. Booker really irritated me on commentary this week.
I heard that from a few people. What bothered you about him?
You know what? It was just kind of a lot of shit that, it's like, do we really have to hear some of this shit, dude?
I think that for me, Vic is so straight and he's able to maintain control of the story so well that Booker T is just a wild card over there that makes me laugh and says stuff that's cool. And
they laugh. That's the thing. If I was laughing, maybe I'd be okay with it, but I'm not laughing.
Yeah, I get a kick out of him.
And then he did the damn chicky dicky whatever thing, and all I could think of was Justin,
Yeah, just in time. Shucky ducky quack quack. That's quack, Justin's thing.
And I'm just like, oh no. No.
A lot of people do not like him on commentary. I was surprised some of the people who told me they don't like him on commentary, if I'm being honest. But I get a kick out of him because I think Vic does so much heavy lifting anyways that for me, he's just an accent.
Well, I missed my accent on there.
Yeah. Well, he's on SmackDown, and I watch SmackDown every week because
now I gotta be watching SmackDown. So, I mean, God damn it! Someone didn't tell me that Santos was wrestling Ricochet. What the fuck?
It's gonna be sick. And Santos just had a match against Pete Dunne. Bitch.
And it was nice seeing Electra Lopez again.
It's nice to have her back for sure.
Yeah.
Spin Fox does say before we wrap it up, send positive thoughts and prayers to Chase Owens. He had a death in the family and out for the rest of the World Tag League. That sucks, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Cheers and tears for us. So,
the one that I'm actually really surprised was doing pretty well, Chris Bay, and who's he wrestling with? Ace Austin, the Junior Tag League.
Yeah. Chris Bay is awesome.
Oh, I know. What I didn't like was he came to Northern California. He won this title. It was this tournament that people like, Brody King, Jack Perry, to name a few, had won. Never came back, did anything. Never. It took him years after. And I was like, wow. And then he used to say, he's from the Bay. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're from fucking Las Vegas. Two different worlds.
Yeah, I bumped into him in Vegas. Yeah, he lives there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good wrestler, though.
Very fantastic. Good. Really nice dude. When I met him, he was super nice.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah. But that always made me mad. Like, don't be coming in and taking a title from an area and not coming back.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But we'll be back next week for a brand new episode 1. We're going to check in, see what's going on with all of this stuff. But yeah, I think that's it. Anything else you want to put over?
No.
Yeah,
but if you're small, you can get a good deal on cultmerch.com.
Yep. Small t-shirts, cultmerch.com, wrestlingontherocks.com/shop for all of our pint glasses and t-shirts and duffel bags, curable.com, KURIBL.com for all your CBD and Delta 8 and Delta 9 needs. Promo code MADTHANKS, one word, or promo code PWS will get you 20% off any order that you make. Spinner Fox says, want me to raid Cold Stream? Yes, as we're doing the outro, go ahead and raid it.
Maybe I'll go. I don't know.
Well, it'll send you, I think. I don't know.
No, well, I'm not on Twitch right now.
Oh, that's a good point. You're not on the Twitch. Yeah. But yeah, we'll raid. We will raid. And guys, with that, the raid is on. Cheers to Colt Cabana, the real focus of the show. We'll see you guys next week right here in the dive bar of the IWC for a brand new episode 1. Guys, that's the last call. Go ahead and hit that raid, buddy.
Hey, producer lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support us or buy us a drink by following and putting the I in subscribe on Twitch. Or subscribe and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to us. Cheers!
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.